I don't have anything funny to say for this video, but apparently if you just say, for the boys...
My prescription at the drugstore. I remember it's the first time that I realized I'm getting old and life is a nightmare. I'm getting old, I just found my first gray hair. Nobody cares cause all the kids in today's pop scene were born after 1999. 1999. I will say goodbye, I'm getting older all the time, and no, I'm not as relevant. My old songs are pretty sweet. Please don't mind what I'm trying to say, cause I like the nostalgia when I hear you tell me my band is here to stay. Even though we don't want to change, modern musicians really freaking blow.
Hey everybody, I'm here. I'm decrepit, tired, and old, but here I am. And Ray's here too. And Lo. And apparently Scotty just got here as well. And Carl will be here shortly. But unfortunately, he's taking several shits, I suppose. So I'm probably about another 15 minutes on that. How's everybody doing? Are we hanging out? Are we good? You got snake AIDS? What's going on?
Yo, Sour Diesel is fire.
It is. I felt really good. We had a good boys' night. It was only the two of us because the other two yahoos fucking canceled on me, but we'll try again in 4 months or whatever.
I want
Yo, what
you
up,
to
Shep?
know
Rue?
that I expended a lot of energy for you, man.
I know you did. I think maybe we cut Low off. I'm not sure. Hello?
No, I just mute every time because my house is too loud.
Your house is too loud.
I live on a road where people ride fucking ridiculous vehicles all
Oh,
the time.
okay.
And
Yeah.
it's very
yeah,
annoying.
okay.
And my cat is very loud.
Fucking. Oh, what? Didn't you get tripod?
Yeah,
Isn't that
I did get
fucking one?
tripod.
Yeah. Oh. How's that cat not fucking dead? How does it?
Because I have
not get
mercy.
naturally? How did it not get naturally selected by? Anyway, it is what it is.
I mean,
It still might.
We're gonna be talking, Scotty. We're gonna be talking about your favorite topic, the dating in the current year.
Okay.
How's that going? How's that going?
I don't date. I don't plan on starting a relationship.
Exactly. Precisely. Where is it? Which one of these is great? Here we go. We got Wojak.
Here's a fun question
Wojak
for anybody who knows anything about StreamYards. Does anybody know how to make your camera not flip?
What?
If you turn your camera on, does anybody know how to make your camera not flip?
well,
Just tape over your camera, dude.
That's a good point.
It's what I do.
That is a good point.
All right, cool. Anyways, we haven't spoken before. Nice to meet you, Lo.
Nice to meet you, Scotty.
Yes, you have. It was Lowe's from fucking 3 years ago.
I don't remember Scotty.
yeah,
Oh.
fuck
This is
you.
my
It's
first
been
time
longer than
interacting with
3
Lo.
years. Well, it's 2025. It's been like 5.
Oh my god.
No, I was
I'm
19
fucking
when
old.
I moved, and now I'm 20. I'm going to be 24 next month.
Oh my fucking god, I'm so fucking old.
I'm old, dude. It's bad.
Yikes.
Oh my
I'm over
god.
the hill.
You say you're old at 24?
I'm over the hill, dude. I'm
Empty
going to
egg
be 24
carton.
next month. It's all downhill from here.
You
But
don't
I
have
mean-
any eggs.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
They're
such a
all
rude
gone.
piece of shit. How have you been, Ray?
Well, I have been very good. I'm a little upset right now because I'm about to run out of my Sour Diesel. But other than that, things
Oh.
are going well.
Nice. Sorry about your sour diesel, mate. But yeah,
Me too, man. I am very no. You know what? I appreciate that, Scotty. I think
Him saying that in that fucking accent for some reason is hilarious.
Mm.
I'm not even sure he even knows what the fuck that is. Are you aware of what he's talking about, Scotty?
No, but it's the intent that matters, I guess.
I knew.
I love Scotty.
Yeah.
Scotty, I want you to know, man. Will talks about like having space on his boat. You don't get space on my boat. You can just hop on my back, bro. I'll just carry you. You're great. I'll carry you into battle, man.
Don't worry about it, mate. I'll definitely try and run alongside you guys.
No, but I want to carry you into battle, though. Like
That wouldn't be fair to you, though.
Yes, it would. I'd get to carry the flag into battle.
So if I sent anyone a text message on fucking Saturday, that's my bad. I was very high. We split this fucking thing. I never took the can out of here. I think it's only like 5%, but the last time I had one of these, I was high for 3 days.
Did you go
So
to the dispensary
Yeah, I did.
that I told you to go
Yeah.
to?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I was gonna say that they tried to get me to buy that shit too, and I was like, nope.
Well, I went in there with the intent of spending a certain amount of money, and I had a little change left over, and I was like, "What'll this get me?" And I was like, "All right, sign me up with the drink."
No,
Yeah.
dude. Let
Well,
me tell you a story.
It tasted
I have
really
a
good. I'll be honest with
I
you.
have a question, Lo. So I can't remember correctly, but do you think that they sell those with 100 milligrams of THC in it?
They
Because I
do.
swear
They have a version. They have them at different milligrams.
in California,
Yes,
bought-
but no, they have them here too. They have big
no,
boy
but
doses here.
I gotta tell you because I don't think I told you before, but I went to go see Smokey in California for 420, and we went to this dispensary and it was 420, so they gave us like a bag of free shit. There was like fucking I don't even know. It was like a free Nick, and then there was like other shit in there and like resin and like I don't know what the fuck. Smokey took that one. But like, you know me, I don't like smoke a lot of weed, and then everybody else is smoking, so I'm just hitting everybody else's shit. And so they were like, well, what do you want? I was like, do you guys have CBD? And it was like $200 for like a little bottle of tincture. That was it. And I was like, what the fuck? Because here in New York, it's cheap as shit. It's like, and it's fucking everywhere, right?
Well, yeah, because
But
it's
apparently-
CBD horse shit.
Yeah, in California, it's ridiculously expensive for some
Because it's
fucking
the
reason
real
I'll never
deal.
understand. Well, whatever. But anyway, it was more expensive than the marijuana. I know that much. And then, so I was like, well, what's that fucking tea over there? And it's like, oh, yeah, it's THC infused tea. And I was like, oh, word, I'll get one of those. And it was very inexpensive. And I was very high that night when I tried it because it was 100 milligrams. And Jess goes, oh, yeah, that's not that much. You'll be fine.
No, yes, it is.
But Jessica was also extremely fucking high as well. So I'm guessing she heard me incorrectly or something.
Oh, she just
I don't
didn't give
You
a
probably
fuck.
thought
She
you
was
said
high
10.
enough, bro. She was probably like,
Yeah.
he'll be all right. I'm just gonna go back
That's
to
what
chilling
that's what I assume happened. And Smokey is off on one of his tangents as he does. And he's going on and on about something. I don't know what the fuck, Jesus or some shit.
out.
And I stopped him in the middle of the conversation. I go, I'm being so rude right now. I cannot pay attention to a single fucking word you're saying. I've got to go to bed. And I stumbled down the hall, hitting the wall back and forth like this, just trying to get my feet under me. And then the next day, I woke up and I was like, oh my God, I'm still fucking high. And so I was like, well, I'll go take a cold shower and get some fucking coffee brand coffee in me. That didn't work. I was high all fucking day. I don't remember that whole fucking day. It's gone. Completely gone. And then the next day was like, we were going to his grandmother's house for Easter or some shit. And his grandmother is like the sweetest fucking old lady you'll ever meet. She's an absolute fucking peach. And I am like sweating bullets like, oh my God, I'm going to make an asshole of myself out of this fucking 90-something-year-old woman. And I'm going to end up fucking, and sure as shit, the third fucking day I woke up high, I was like, what the fuck is going on? And so I said to myself when he got this, I was like, we got to take half of this shit because I'm going to be dead because I have no fucking idea how much I took. So if you're saying there's 100 milligram ones, then I believe it because I couldn't fucking tell you because I was blitzed for 3 fucking days. Anyway, speaking of, Carl's here. He remembers. Carl, will you tell the nice people how fucking high I was when I came out to your house for 420? Okay, good. Fuck yourself.
I
too.
went to go see the
Anyway.
comedian Chris D'Elia, and I almost died on edibles because I
Oh.
went to
Chris D'Elia.
I went to a deli in town, and I'm not going to say what deli
Uh-huh.
because we all live in this area, but it's a deli that sells vapes. And I got these edibles that I thought
Oh.
were just CBD,
Uh-huh.
and I took 3 of them. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm starting to feel weird. I'm shaking, like on the ride to Albany, and I'm going, something's wrong. And I looked at the
You
time,
get
I looked at
spiked with
Ryan.
K2 or something?
I looked at Ryan, and I swear to God, this is
Uh-huh.
what I said. He's driving. And I go, do you think there could be fentanyl in these? And he goes, in the gummies from the gas station? No. And so we're looking at the package, and he's like, these are CBD. And I'm looking, and I'm like, this is a sticker. And we peel the sticker, and then it's like 100 milligrams of THC every piece. So I had
Oh
actually
my
taken
fuck.
300 milligrams of THC.
Oh my God.
That
It
would have
was-
been like a
and I'm-
wonderful
Oh my
treasure.
fucking God.
And most of you have not seen me. I'm about 100 pounds, 5 feet flat. The whole show.
I've seen you absolutely fucking smash before. Like beyond fucking like legally like fucking
Almost dead.
the drinking contest, shitting and puking on the floor of my father-in-law's basement. Like I've
Almost
seen you as
dead.
fucked as I've ever been. Holy shit.
I thought
I can't
literally-
imagine.
Chris D'Elia's head got big and like came at me while he was on stage. His eyes popped out of his head. I thought I was going to die.
Yeah, bro. Ryan got me okay. So I had smoked like a little bit of weed out of the joint, like semi-regularly while I was living in that shithole fucking Karen's house, right?
Oh,
And
oh,
you know the one, right? You know the fucking one.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so he was like, no, I'm gonna bring over a bong and we're gonna smoke out of it. He made a gravity bong out of some fucking 2-liter jugs or some fucking shit.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know what the fuck I'm doing because I'm just smoking a little bit. I'm smoking roaches basically. Like that was I smoke a little marijuana out of a fucking bowl, like a little fucking glass pipe like that big.
Did you
He brings
splash
over
your
the
face with
gravity
water?
bong. He brings over the gravity bong, and immediately I am gonna throw up. I am so fucking high, and so like I tried taking a shower. I threw up all over myself in the shower. Fucking when I started dating Jessica, like fucking 9 years ago, she brought me to this guy's house. Her friend's boyfriend or some shit. I think his name was even Guy. Kind of think of it, and so I got so fucking high that I'm not even shitting you because I didn't even think it was real that you could be that high. Like I went into a fucking closet thinking it was a bathroom, and I just pissed everywhere. And the mom came in, it was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm just looking for the bathroom." She's like, "It's in there."
God.
And then I realized, oh, I've made a grievous error. I am
It
in
was
trouble.
at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
And I did. I fucked very much up. I made several mistakes were made. So anyway, yep. I can imagine you that fucking insanely high.
No, literally at the end of the night, he goes, "This is the quietest you've been in 3 years." I'm
Oh.
like, yeah, I thought I was gonna die.
You were probably
Shaking
living
him.
like fucking 3 lifetimes in the whole span of probably.
No,
like an
I
hour.
was, dude. I thought I was.
Yeah,
I was,
yeah.
like, being
Sometimes you
unhinged.
get so high. Sometimes you get so high you just shake and piss like a fucking chihuahua. Yeah, it's fucking hateful.
Will.
Well, Carl's trying to get a word in edgewise here.
No, I was just announcing that I'm actually here now. That's all.
Welcome.
Shout out,
Oh,
Carl.
okay. Love
All
you
my
too.
homies
Kiss,
love
kiss.
Carl.
Has anybody ever played?
Oh, did you miss me, Lo?
Always.
Yeah. Anyway, go on.
Has anybody ever played Call of Duty Black Ops 3?
No, because I've fucked before. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Wow.
I'm
I mean,
kidding.
same energy for me, but no.
I was gonna say something similar, so
I'm just mean.
More
alright.
into hack and slash.
What
personally,
else is new?
whatever.
No, I'm a Skyrim person. I'm even more of a virgin.
I just
Oh my
thought
fucking god.
the story for the campaign was actually kind of interesting, and I don't know why, but I was thinking about it right there, and I thought I would share it just to hear your guys' thoughts, because it's like, with the advancement of AI and technology, who knows what's fucking up for grabs. And basically the
Right.
premise was that you had like cybernetic enhancements in your body, almost like an AI assistant as well. And
Right.
you play out the whole story. You start the first mission basically like trying to evacuate, and you get fucked up by like enemy robots, and you wake up in a hospital. And you do the whole song and dance, and you get towards the end, and you find out that there's a virus that's been infecting all the enemies that you've been facing. All the enemies you've been facing are actually good people that just got infected with this virus. And then you find out that you've been infected with the virus, and you go to the last mission, and you basically save the day, only to realize that you actually are dying from that first mission. You've been connected with somebody else's AI, and on your last minutes before death, you are watching somebody else's life play out. The whole story isn't necessarily like important, all bits that I explained there, but I just think it's very interesting, and it's not a story that like you couldn't pick up all those points just playing through. You had to like really dig for the details. And I just find like fictional stories very interesting to like break down and decipher.
You know what? You know what's another good one with AI built into the premise was fucking Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty.
Mm.
The fucking, I don't know if it's been remade, but the 2001 version where the AI was literally everyone the whole time, and then it actually makes some good points. It's like, that's right. We actually don't know anything. Very prescient, but we're here to bitch about dating and women. That's what that's the title.
What's there to bitch about, man? Women are great.
Bad.
Women are great. What do you mean? Women are great.
Women bad.
Right,
All
Carl?
women
They're
bad.
great.
What the hell are you
Women-
talking about? Women are great. What do you mean?
Women bad.
They
In
are
every
great.
way,
I
they're
agree
great.
with Ray for some reason.
In what way?
And
Well,
so
they-
it begins.
Well, they have a hole, and then they have a bonus hole.
Yeah, well,
and then
you
they
know,
also
we've
have
already-
breasts,
You know what? We've already
and they're
talked-
also caring
what?
and affectionate and loving.
Yeah, that's not.
I mean, what?
That's not a natural state of affairs. That's a conditioned response.
Well, I
That's
think
not-
maybe
that's
that
not-
I think maybe your
that-
worldview from your experiences might be a little skewed.
Oh, why
buddy.
don't you say that to the mother who chopped her baby up on the kitchen counter because she was high on meth?
Okay,
You know,
why
I
don't you
mean,
say that to Mother Teresa? I could pick out individuals
Mother
as well.
Teresa was a piece of shit, Ray.
Okay.
And you know, most Catholics in general, most of the time are a piece.
Well, my
of shit.
grandmother was a great person. My aunt's a great person.
The only reason
I think
Catholic-
Lo's probably a
only
pretty good
reason-
person.
the
Lo,
only
are you a
reason-
good person? Should we chop you up or whatever the hell he's talking about?
Oh my god. Should we chop you up?
You're not even
I don't know what the
following what
fuck
I'm
you're talking
actually saying. At
Well,
all.
it's pointless,
You're
bro.
not
It's
even- you're not
pointless.
even
You're just
following.
trying to suppose that all women are evil or naturally evil, and that's
Yeah,
just foolish.
absolutely, absolutely.
That's what he
Okay.
said too. I heard
Okay.
Hey,
it.
Sassy's
I'm kidding.
here.
I'm kidding.
All human beings are naturally evil. Then there we go. Problem solved. Now that that's out of the way, I can say that there's a lot of things about women that I really like, and I think that are great about them.
The only thing you mentioned that you liked that you actually got out of your mouth that made any sense at all were their varying assortment of decreasingly useful holes. That's really.
I also mentioned like affection and love and comfort and support. I mean, I
Yeah,
could go on.
Carl,
And
you
on.
Yeah,
heard
well,
the
I
parts
would
that you wanted
disagree
to
with
hear.
those being natural states of affairs.
I didn't say they were
That's-
naturally states affairs. I never said
Then
that.
why are you bringing it up?
Because there's great things about women. When women
It's-
exhibit those things, they're great.
okay, that's a great thing about human being. That has nothing to do with fucking women.
Well, when a
Human
tree
beings have the
fucking
capacity of empathy
listen.
and sympathy that has nothing to do with what's between their legs.
Okay, not all trees are rotten, and the rotten ones we avoid.
You're not listening to me, Ray.
Well, it's like you're missing the forest for the trees, bro.
No, No.
There's
I'm
also
saying there's-
Hitler too. There's also Hitler too.
You know, let me
that's
tell
a
you
man.
Well, okay. Well,
No,
what's
let me-
the natural default state of men then?
Evil. All of
get
it's
to the
evil.
antithesis.
All of it's evil.
It is
There you
all
go.
evil. That's the point. So I didn't
I know that.
understand what the fuck Ray was even talking about.
Yeah.
Like
So
it's a different kind of evil. Women's evil just happens to be especially
kind of evil.
disgusting. You know, you know how Satan got the dumb bitch in the garden to finally decide to go eat the fucking fruit? You know what he did? He looked at me and said, "Hey, isn't it pretty?" That's how the whole fucking
think it's-
goddamn kingdom crumbled, buddy. Hey,
Poggers.
shit. Isn't that fucking pretty over there? Why don't you go touch
I'm
it?
pogging.
Well, we can't really argue about degrees of evilness. At least I don't want to. So I'm also going to say that, like,
You
I
could
think it's pretty. Hold
absolutely-
on. I think it's pretty fucking despicable for like an adult man like Muhammad, right, to fucking have his 8-year-old wife that he fucks. I think that's
What
fucking
the
despicable.
What are we talking about now?
What do you mean? I'm talking about men as well. Like, it's the same. What you're talking about is not just applicable for women. It's for all human beings, and so that means it's not a conversation about women. And so I'm talking about the good things that women
Oh,
have.
no,
and that
it
women
is.
do.
It is. And yes, we can decide on degrees of evil. We can decide on
Okay.
degrees of evil because taking a pack of gum from a grocery store might be a little
Well,
evil.
hold on then.
but
Hold
killing
on.
6 million Jews is kind of a lot evil.
Okay, yeah, you're right. That's a man. So then how women can't be that bad then, right? There's no woman
Absolutely,
that's
they can.
What
In
woman
the
has killed
in the
millions of
most
people?
in
What
more
woman-
inventive, malicious, and
what
vindictive
woman-
ways
what
than
woman has
men
killed
are
more than a
generally
million
ever even
people?
capable of.
What woman has killed more than 1 million people?
Hey, look, the dirty
What in
Nick
the-
is here. How you doing?
Yeah, great. Yeah, good to see a pig. Yeah.
So it's the same thing, bro.
It's
Humans
not
are
the
just
same
evil.
thing. It's not the
Yeah.
same thing.
Well, you
It's
can't
not the
list
same
one person.
caliber of evil.
You can't
It's
name
not
one
the
person.
same type of evil.
You can't name one person.
Is there a prolific issue in
Listen,
any culture?
I'm full blown retarded, and I can name at
I
least
can-
two.
yeah,
two
I
men.
got
Let me
that.
finish. Let me finish. You speak over me a lot, and I try to let you
I haven't
finish.
even played the video yet.
Fuck the video, bro. So I'm full blown retarded, and I can name at least 2 men that have killed over 1 million people, and that would be Pol Pot and Hitler. All right. So go ahead and name one woman that's killed over 1 million people. Because no matter what one person does to another individual, or even a dozen individuals, it's nothing compared to 1 million. Like 1 million lives is quite a big impact, and I don't really care what kind of person they diddle. And I was also going to say that it's very despicable for an adult male to fucking diddle a pure 5-year-old girl. That's fucking
agreed.
despicable. That's a very,
What
very
does
evil
that
thing.
have to do with this?
That's what a
topic?
man does. That's what a man does. So you were talking about degrees of evil between men and women.
you
That's a
feel-
very,
you-
very despicable thing.
Yeah,
And then
there are
someone
more-
actually murdered the child after. So
Jesus
that's like the
Christ,
most fucked up thing ever. And a man does that. So a man is equally as evil as a woman. And it's all the same. So it really just boils down to their individual things.
Are you done
I
yet?
think
Yeah.
Okay, that was meandering horse shit, Ray. Is really what that was.
That's what you do every
Because-
time you talk.
You see, and there you go. You're going to start talking over me again. It was the thesis of my statement, Ray. Before I get to the actual response, the thesis of my statement is everything you just said there was pretty much entirely bullshit. And the idea is that there is not an equivocation because women do very, very specific kinds of evil that men tend not to, just by nature of the sexes. Now, women tend to commit incredibly grotesque, heinous crimes against the soul, against the spirit, deep and foul and protruding and collapsing people's entire lives with their vindictive, malicious, horrendous charms. And men, however, do not tend to be of the manipulative form of evil. They tend to be of the forceful form of evil. And we can argue degrees. We can argue degrees of evil. Like some evil that a man might do might be worse than a woman, but it does not change the fact of their common characteristics for the kinds of evil that tend to proliferate their gender. And that is what I want to discuss. You want to discuss the atrocities of certain men based upon their ideological thresholds? I'm all for it. But that is not what this show is about. This show is about the particular breed of horrendous, disgusting, vile, vindictive fucking evil that women are prolifically committing on a daily basis in our modern culture. And we are letting them get away with it. And it is making everything worse. At least when men do horrible shit, they tend to answer for it. Women, however, have a free fucking ticket this day, Ray, and that's kind of a problem.
It's not a bad point. Actually, that part anyway.
I mean, Hitler pretty much got away with what he did.
Yeah.
So,
Not-
I mean,
not
you can look at our government. Look at our government. Look at all the shit that Joe Biden and his family, all the shadow government got away for the past 4 years. Look at what they got away during the Bush administration. They get away with a bunch of shit, man. It's just not apparent because they have to be smart. They can't just put it in everybody's face. Look at Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
Endpoint, Ray, what is your end point? Men are more evil than women. What is your
No,
end argument?
my end point. My end point is the distinction between men and women isn't going to solve anything, and it's pointless.
Oh my!
That's the
fucking
point.
God.
You will choose me or you will burn.
They have
So-
different rules.
so-
They have different rules and regulations and whatnot because they're different things. But I mean, at the end of the day, they're both human beings created by God.
with
And they're not
differences.
that- Yeah,
with
slight
fundamental differences between
Slight
them.
differences.
What? I'm sorry.
Slight differences. Yeah.
No. I would argue pretty fundamental fucking differences, Ray.
It just depends on relativity, man.
It,
How are you relating it to? I relate things in a big way, and it's clear that's probably different than how you're relating things.
yeah, but I am talking about the relativity based upon the female persuasion and their proliferation for the brand of evil that they tend to manifest.
Well,
Okay.
I
And
don't
by the way, to answer your earlier challenge, every female ruler, queen or whatever, has been notoriously bloody in their reign.
They're bad rulers, bad leaders for sure. I'm not.
Of course they are.
That.
Of course they
Yeah,
are.
well, that's not their role. Like that's a big thing for me is that I don't know if this is coming.
Well, here's the
across.
thing.
Hold on. Let me just finish, please. I think we'd agree that they have a specific role and job with which they are the best, and then roles and jobs where they're not good at. I think we probably actually really agree
Yeah,
on pretty
Ray.
much all of that.
Yeah, I agree, which is why women are always horrible rulers, while men sometimes are.
Well, they can be average rulers. I think they can be average rulers.
Well, all right, whatever. That's a
Well,
Queen Elizabeth was pretty based.
like a gentle, loving, caring touch. They can have they can have like a one testicle. They can't have a full two set, but they can have like my fucking grandmother had at least one testicle on her, bro. She would not take anybody's shit. She'd push people out of the way when we're shopping. She had a piss and vinegar that
My
one.
dad's mom was like that. She was
Yep.
very fucking based.
So they can be
Very-
like average. They're not gonna like bring up a child that's gonna be like a super soldier, but the child will at least like not get into trouble probably.
My dad was a Marine one time.
Women have a special place, Ray. They have a special teleology.
Definitely.
They have a special ontology. Okay. There's an aspect in the male mind that is just seemingly pre-programmed to empathize and sympathize with the female creature based upon their stance of weakness and physical inferiority. It's just part of our essence to basically care about those things.
I mean, I don't care at all or empathize with them whatsoever.
Well, maybe you're mentally broken in that regard. I don't know, but there is, in a general sense, a tendency for men to want to be chivalrous or protect or, shelter woman based upon the fact that they are, the weaker of the sexes, and women in engaging in their own very unique form of evil, which you do not see men perpetrating, have taken that wonderful gift of empathy and sympathy towards their kind based upon their weaker state in reality, and they have weaponized it, and they have taken this empathy and this sympathy and they've used it for vindictive means to maim and destroy and conquer and get what they want. So you have a type of evil that men do, which of course is forceful, generally warfare, attacking, violence, things of that nature. Men are usually much more direct. Women, however, are extremely conniving and vindictive and deceptive. And
Men shit on your floor, women shit on your heart.
right.
Well,
I think Louis C.K. has a bit about this when he talks about raising
think-
male children versus female children, where he says, like, your boy children will do damage to your house that you can quantify in dollars, but your daughters will like say things to you that like you think about years later. That digs at your psyche. He's like, your daughter will walk up to you and go, "It's interesting what my teacher said about you earlier," and you
So
just think about that.
Oh shit.
so I
But
think
also,
it's
I don't know. But this is kind of why I wanted to talk about modern dating, because I think a lot of the negative feminine attributes that Smokey is describing, men are now starting to take up. Some men. I'm not saying all men, but I am saying like I think that a lot of the feminine things that are negative, a lot of modern men are falling into, which
I
is
am
why
never.
modern
I'm
dating,
never
I think, is
fucking.
becoming an issue.
Just for the
So-
record, I'm never fucking dating again. When Jess dies, I'm just gonna move a bunch of dudes into my house, like some of my friends or something. And if that doesn't work out, I'm just gonna get slaves to work the plantation and just have them pick cotton, and that'll be
I thought
the rest of my fucking
I
life.
thought the plan was that we were going to get a legal union in California. I thought that was the plan.
Well, yeah, but we'll also slaves. Duh. Did we not just do a fucking show about slaves?
Oh, the
basically?
slaves. Yeah, all the slaves. Yeah.
Oh, did you get a hold of
and maybe
Shamar
a
then?
trainee death squad too, because they got nothing to live for anyway. So, I mean, let's give them a job at least. I want to support the free market, all right, by owning slaves and having trainee assassins just perched on my roof. I'll even get one of those cute little fucking widow's watch things installed, and just be at all times with a sniper rifle. Maybe they'll be able to figure out who's coming into my fucking yard at night and knocking over my fucking trash cans that are in my fucking driveway. That would be good. Fuck. I bet it's those trailer park kids.
So
They're always burning trash and kicking over garbage cans. I don't know what it is about them and garbage,
Well,
but it's gotta
well,
stop. What's
well.
going on? Hi.
everything always stems from leadership, and I think what
Mhm.
at the end of the day, what the real issue is there's a real weakling epidemic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
men
should
are-
control
men are
too
women. We
feminine.
should control women better, right? Like we should start acting
Well,
like men
no.
again. And
Well,
put
yes
women
to
where
that.
they
No,
belong.
where the fuck
don't
are all
need
the
to control.
dads? Where,
This idea-
where are the dads?
Yeah, that's nice and all, but
Fire.
like at the end of the day, like after a certain age, you kind of just have to look at the cards that you've been dealt and just kind of do something about it.
I
Either
disagree.
just
I
What?
disagree. I
You
in fact, I
disagree.
think that's part of the
So
problem.
you're 20 years
Trying to
old, you
be-
wake up, you're 20 years old, you have your life has dealt you whatever hand it is, and then what? You deal with it. Right? Like I don't know what
Well,
What
the
else
point
is
is the point is that I
It
think
is a cool pipe, god damn it. Go ahead.
what I think happens, Ray, is that I tend to think that parents are not involved. God, it's so distracting.
well, yeah, the parents might not be involved, but at the end of the day, that doesn't really
I
matter.
think that's a problem because I don't think young people who are at the age to be coupling should be disregarding their parents' advice and
Impact.
instruction and
Well,
consideration.
I don't think people should be spreading their legs very frequently.
Agreed, but that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. I'm talking about with the culture of coupling itself. I'm talking about the idea that parents are seemingly willingly just letting their kids make choices in their teenage years and their early 20s of a very serious, long-term effect without giving any real
I mean,
intensive counseling or instruction or
Yeah.
guidance or even approval, I would say.
I definitely think that the education in that
When I was younger, it was
Uh-huh.
I was all about getting parental approval. That was like part of the thing. Like these days, it doesn't fucking matter anymore. It's just kind of like, oh, you can date, go ahead and go date, but there's no real there's no sense of
I was a
commitment.
real fag too. I used to ask girls' fathers permission. Well, how gay.
But
How very
I
gay
think
of me.
I think a lot of young people now who are turning more towards that, like wanting a traditional lifestyle, I think they are yearning for that like parental approval and they're just not getting it.
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at this point. And Smokey, 50 years ago, that would have been crucial for resolving this. But it's
Well, I
not.
don't think. Well, just so
Well,
you guys
hold on,
are
no, hold
missing
on.
my point. Well, I think you guys are missing my point, though. Like my point is that what the fuck does a young person know about choosing a good mate?
They don't.
Well, that's my point.
And you know the biggest thing, the biggest reason why is because they don't know who they are. They're not a full person. They're not a fully realized person.
Well,
they have no value because they haven't worked on themselves. You know, let's say they're just out of high school or they're in high school. All they have is their high school education. They don't have anything of substance. They don't have any value, specifically men. Men accrue value as they get older through wisdom and experience and, you know, jobs and just saving money and whatnot. Okay. So they have no experience or value at that point. And what you should do, what I think would be the most beneficial, is if you focus on working on yourself, leveling yourself up, accruing value in some way, shape, or form. And then you can pursue that after the fact when you actually have a nest that you can have your eggs to hatch in, as opposed to just flying by the seat of your pants and barely being able to pay fucking ends meet. And you're right. That would be nice if the parents did all this shit, but it's just not going to happen. You're not going to snap your fingers and have all the parents in the world do that.
I don't want to
What we do have, however, is the greatest resource and tool that has ever existed for humanity in the internet. Like, for example, I didn't really have either one of my parents to guide me that much. My father was there, yes, but he kind of was like a laissez-faire kind of father. So I basically did all of my learning and discovering on my own through resources like the internet. It's such a powerful tool that you don't need to look to somebody else like your parents to level yourself up, to bring value. You can literally do it on your own. And I think that's an incredibly powerful thing. And also in regards, so because the men are weaklings, the women then grow strong. It's like a cycle. They flow with each other. That's why there's more masculine women that are like searching for the bag on OnlyFans and all these weakling beta male simps. And really at the end of the day, the men just either have to die off as weaklings or they have to grow strong. And that's just the way it is. That's nature. And it doesn't really matter what you like about it.
Utopia, population sink. Yeah.
But that's just kind of the way it is. You can't force them to change how to live life. That's their free will to choose how to live life. You just know that they're going to die off and appreciate them while they're here. And, you know, just do the right thing. Focus on doing the right thing yourself.
The real unfortunate thing is my meta points keep getting completely skipped right the fuck over. And I don't know if
you can do that.
I don't know if
I'm gonna get a drink and probably do some push-ups. I'll be right back.
Yeah. By the way, not to interject the conversation, but I decided to bring Guru Lady on board the channel. So Guru, say hi.
Hi, Guru.
Hi, Smokey.
How's it going?
Could be better, could be worse. Figure I'd come in here.
I wanted you and Guru to interact. So Ray, sorry to cut your convo. Yours and
no, I'm good.
Me and Guru to interact? You wanted what? Why?
I don't know. We'll see.
Because primarily the discussion was about women, and Guru from the side chat wanted to come into the stream, and I wanted to hear her out and see what she would say to you. So.
I was going to respond to some of Ray's bullshit, but I guess we can just put that on the
Ray kind of had it on the point too. I'm just saying, but I'm just.
Well, I want to smoke, so I'd prefer not to.
Okay, well, you go smoke.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just.
But I'm just curious. Are you judging all women because of something that happened to you?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm judging all women based upon their propensities in society and the fact that society has turned a blind eye to their particular brand of disgusting, vindictive, vile, deceitful evil.
No, that's not society. I don't want to say this.
See, women in the modern culture have naturally and unavoidably, I would argue, adopted a certain cultural programming. I've yet to find a woman that has truly, genuinely, freely liberated herself from the perversities of the modern culture in terms of her ideological and moral perspectives. Because the thing about women, Guru, and this is the important thing to remember, is women will generally always jump to judging morality based upon how they feel about something. Men tend to be more pragmatic, legalistic, precise. They want the facts, the technicalities. Women, however, can suddenly decide decades after a fact that they think they're suddenly a victim of some guy that they had an interaction with at some time. And then all of a sudden, all of reality is now rewritten in a revisionist mind frame, to support this new narrative of the feeling of someone being a victim. And this is problematic. Women operate this way. Women's morality and perspectives are generally always operated by feelings. Now, this aspect that I just delineated to you in pristine detail is the component of their ousios, or their essence, that I find to be fundamentally detestable, and should be something that women should strive to overcome, in as much so as men should strive to overcome their lust. But women in this modern culture, in this modern day and age, see no moral prerogative to overcome this component of their nature and operate in the realm of moral pragmatism, but instead still just adopt the cultural narrative, all satiate each other's ego by feeding off of each other's validation, and continue to push and skew the moral norm to lean towards whatever they feel being the moral prerogative of society and culture. And I find it disgusting. I find it reprehensible. I think it should be discarded. I think everyone should come to hate it. And if they did, then women would suddenly have a need, I would say an obligation based upon cultural shame, to finally rise to the occasion and stop being such vile, lying, vindictive, fucking deceitful cunts.
Yeah. So you are, and in that roundabout way, you just ended it. So all of your painting all of women as evil, vindictive, just because
modern Western women, just to be very clear,
humans as creatures, as God's creations, we're all emotional creatures. It can't, certain people can overcome them. Some people can turn logical like a Vulcan, but as humans, God gave us these emotions for a reason. Whether or not how we use them could be good or bad. It's how we use them according to God's will. But nowadays, you are right. Nowadays, modern women, they've turned into Karens. They've turned into pity victim waivers and, wah. But then some of us, most of us are still slogging through life. We're making what good with what we have. But that doesn't make us bad. It doesn't make any woman bad. It's just how their lives dictate to them.
If I said all blacks were evil, that wouldn't be too good, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't
think. I think in some context you're both right. I mean, in some context you're both right. All women are evil and all blacks are evil, in the sole sense that all human beings have an evil nature within them. But that's not what I'm talking about. Okay. The important thing to remember, even if that is true, you could argue and understand that what I'm talking about is someone deciding to entertain their evil nature by their own autonomy, their own free will, to abuse and manipulate the nature of reality to evil, disgusting utilities and justifications. This is what I'm talking about.
Can you not see yourself if you were a woman being an OnlyFans model?
Can you all appreciate when I talk about someone who overcomes their nature versus someone who succumbs to it? I mean, at least
the gold digger versus humanitarian.
That's why I find such value in the good women, because it feels like they have to overcome a lot. It's
exactly.
It's very easy for them to lay back and just spread their legs.
This is the point, Ray. The good women overcome their feelings.
Well, it's the same thing with men.
Let me, as an example, Lo, I've known you for a bit. I'm going to use Lo as an example. Forgive me. I'm going to use Lo for a second. The one thing I would say I've never seen Lo be is overly emotional about literally anything. Okay. Lo is generally almost to a realm of, I would say, even stoic and controlled in terms of her interactions and her dealings with people. That alone, that by itself, that simple character trait tells me that Lo is actually a good woman and probably a good mate for someone. That alone. Because what you don't understand is the fact that a woman who has a tendency to want to idealize, to want to promote their own emotional states as the absolute moral prerogative do nothing but make everyone miserable around them all the time. All the time. And women like, and I'll say Lo as an example, because I've seen her and I've seen her in action for many, many years now at this point, manages to maintain always a level of control and does not have those type of emotional reactions. So that is a net positive. And that's the type of thing women should want to have to overcome just the natural instinct to fully give in to the emotional state and make horrible fucking decisions. And this is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about just women in a general sense. I am talking about the nature that women have on top of the fact when they decide to give the fuck into it, to succumb to it, to manipulate it, to use it for evil. This is what I'm talking about. I hope this isn't going over everyone's head.
Well, I was treating it as a generality earlier, and I think Aru was as well. That's kind of why we phrased our questions and our discussions about that. I think what you're really talking about at the end of the day, I don't make a separation between men and women. You clearly are, and that's fine. But what you're talking about is just a low-level human being that's just taking the easy road.
What's a woman, Ray?
Okay. It's not just women, though. There's men that do that, too. So it's just like the men have to fix what they're doing more than the women have. The women will fall in line. If the men fix what they're doing, the women will fall in line. I guarantee you. The only reason why
the example, I already did give the example earlier. I did. I talked about.
I don't know,
Well,
guys.
so
I
the
mean,
thing
what's
is-
a bitch supposed to do?
The thing is it's like women are more like deceitful, manipulative, like soft with their evil, and that's really easy to avoid if you just keep your eyes open. And so, like, that's what I do. Is I just always keep my eyes open, and then I personally don't really ever have to worry about it. So it's like, yeah, you could be worried about the snake in the grass, but just don't go near the fucking snake.
No. At this,
I'm more concerned with the guy.
Ray, shut the fuck up! God damn it! No, it's not that. It's not don't go near the snake. It's don't go near any of the fucking grass. That's how bad it's fucking gotten.
Yeah, well, what do you expect from that? If all there is rats around for them to eat, of course they're going to be
how
snakes.
they both are basically equivalent in terms of evil. When one particular brand of evil is ripping society apart, and no one's willing to do anything about because poor victims.
Have you heard of Palestine? How about Ukraine?
I think women are really great.
What the fuck are we talking about now?
Yeah, it's terrible that
I think
somebody
they're
is on
fantastic.
OnlyFans, but it's even worse than what's going on in Ukraine. The fact that Russia and Ukraine are fighting, that's not a big deal. But what's really a big deal is somebody's fucking posting blowjob videos.
They make cookies.
We're complaining about fucking blowjob videos, right? And there's wars going on in Ukraine and Palestine.
What in the hell are we?
The women are not starting those wars. You're saying the women are worse than men.
No, I'm saying they are a very special kind of evil, different from men.
Yeah, it's easier to deal with. You can just fucking look their way and avoid them.
God,
it's easier to deal with, dude.
You know, man,
he's making him so fucking mad, man.
It's easy to deal with. Just fucking avoid them.
You know why it isn't?
Avoid the strange hole.
No. Hold on. Do you know why that's stupid and a retarded thing you just said? You know why that's a real retarded thing you just said? Because women use that manipulative tool to control other men to go against you.
They only have power.
That's why.
That's
why it's a special kind of fucking evil. Because while men will use force, women will manipulate men into using force for them. So yeah, it's an extra deep fucking layer of evil. Actually, right?
Women or men can do that too. Men's got the emotions too. They can manipulate women.
And that's
why we have abusive relationships.
But men.
Yeah, Carl. Men can manipulate women.
I'm just saying it's a two-way street.
I don't know.
It can happen both ways.
I don't know any. No, Guru, you're wrong. Because I've never met a man, especially not one in this room, that has ever discussed manipulating a woman ever in his entire life. I'm not gonna say who. It's
I know
definitely
plenty.
not somebody.
Unfortunately.
No, I'm just saying, not once has any man here ever done that.
Oh, Will, I see that smirk on your face. Don't even go there. I see that
God damn it.
Cover blown.
Carl, you
All
are-
right, hold
Carl,
on.
you are
Hold on.
so
Wait a minute.
fucking-
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Okay, let's let
hold on.
Carl talk
Hold
for
on.
an hour
Hold on.
Okay.
about let's clear
Hold
the
on.
room.
All right, hold on.
I'm holding.
Okay. So
Okay. All right.
does everyone in the room think manipulating people is wrong?
It happens.
Oh, God,
regardless. It happens.
Carl,
Just
don't do that.
just
No,
answer.
I pray for
No.
you.
Just
No, I'm
answer.
praying for
It
you.
happens
Just
regardless.
answer.
It
Is it
happens
for good
regardless.
reason?
Please help Carl.
I'm kidding.
He
I'm
doesn't
kidding.
know
That's
what
a
he's
dumb
about
question.
to do.
Just
That's a dumb
answer.
question. That's a dumb question.
Please
No,
forgive him.
you don't even know what a manipulation is if you ask that question. You don't even know what it is.
That's like a broad answer or a broad
No,
question
manipulation means that you influence somebody else, and you literally influence somebody else regardless of what you say or do. If I stare at you and don't say a fucking thing, it influences you. And if I stand in front of you and talk to you, it influences you. Okay?
You can
So
also manipulate
manipulation,
somebody
it happens
towards good or
regardless.
bad too.
I
it's-
literally
Oh my
manipulate.
God.
Listen.
This
I
wasn't
manipulate.
supposed
Listen.
to be like
No.
this.
Listen. I literally listen.
When
You
are we
were the
going to talk
chosen
about
one.
modern dating?
Listen. I literally manipulate and influence all of you every single time we're on here. I do it intentionally. I just do it with a good heart, a good perspective.
Ray, you don't. That's not manipulation.
Yes, it
that's
is.
not
I
manipulation.
only
Yes, it
showed
is.
up here
Wait a
because
minute,
Smoky
Carl,
Yes,
you and I
it is.
had this
manipulated me.
conversation this week. You asked me about this week. I said, don't do this because you're going to end up hamstringing yourself. And what did you do? You fucking did it.
It's just Ray will not actually answer the question I'm
I
asking.
am answering it. You just don't like the way I'm answering it because it's
No, you're answering a different
Oh.
question.
Well,
You're
look up the
answering the
definition of
question.
manipulate.
Yeah, you're talking about influence.
Yeah.
You're talking about your just general.
Jamie,
like,
pull that shit up.
You're just talking about your general stimulus.
Well,
you
I
know,
wanted to.
No, I'm not.
causing an alteration in the environment. I'm talking
No, I'm
about
not.
actually.
I'm really not though.
Well,
I
I wanted
intentionally-
to.
Oh
No, you
my
wait.
God!
Whoever Iron Man is, wait.
It's like arguing with Charlie.
That's great. So here's the thing: is that I could just be brain rot. I could brain rot Max this whole time I'm on here. That's an intentional choice that I make with what I say and where I lead my words and my conversation. I intentionally make that choice. That's me manipulating the outcome. I could also
Fair.
talk about
Okay,
literally
fair,
nothing
fair.
pointless, nothing sandwich.
That's what I'm saying. The manipulation is you are manipulating. You are leading.
You're
to
influencing the
that you
outcome.
want.
Right,
You are
absolutely.
directing a human being,
Yes.
manipulating them either emotionally or psychologically
Right.
to get to the outcome that you want. Right.
Right. So
Okay.
it happens.
Is
what
that okay? Now now back to my original question before we got lost on this giant fucking ass diatribe. Is it wrong
No,
to do that? It's not.
no, it's not.
Okay. Well, there you go, Will.
It
There you go.
happens.
So it's not wrong to
And I can
manipulate.
explain that.
I didn't even have to
Yeah.
go to the
Oh, good.
second
I'm glad.
step.
I'm glad you
I didn't
got
even
to-
have
I'm
to
glad
go to
you
the
talked
second
someone
step.
into
Ray
agreeing with
already
you. I'm
agrees
really
it's
happy
fine to
for you.
manipulate people.
Well,
No,
Well, here's the thing.
I just-
Here's the thing: is that
No.
it happens regardless. Because it happens regardless, there's always going to be
It
some kind
doesn't
of
happen
influence.
regardless.
Hold on, let me finish.
right.
There's
I want to
always going to
help
be an
you.
influence. No, I don't want your help. If I want somebody's help, I'll fucking let you know. So it's going to happen regardless. That means that if you know it's going to happen, because it's going to happen regardless, you can keep your eyes open and look out for it. Okay, and that means it's something you can avoid.
Okay, if you don't want
And
to
so
help, can
it's
I?
not a
Okay,
big deal.
so anyway,
If you can avoid it, it's not a big deal.
I can't even with this anymore right now.
There's a
I'm gonna
difference
give us
between
a bit.
unavoidable damage and avoidable damage.
Right.
And one's good and one's not.
Can we just the video? I guess
I signed up for a singles event on Valentine's Day, and here's how it went. It was fun, but there was more girls than there were guys. It was definitely like The Bachelor a little bit.
Men don't go to these. Men do not go to singles events.
Going to another singles event, and this is my outfit.
Stop paying money to go to singles events. Men don't go. Stop
I
it.
can see
So
why
I would
this
love to
lady's
hear
going.
from you all as to why you think men don't attend singles events.
Come with us to a Thursday event. No attractive men found.
Once again, modern women get disappointed after attending a single event.
Gee, I wonder why that happens. Does anybody have any thoughts on that?
I know why that lady with the bangs was going.
Yeah. Yes, Amtrak.
Imagine if you were like the only guy that showed up to one.
I wouldn't
will
be caught dead
say-
at a singles event. Ever.
I will
You
say,
wouldn't catch my corpse out back in the dumpster of a singles event. That's how fucking.
if you are someone who does not drink alcohol, I think that it is difficult to meet people outside of work.
All you have to
If
do
you're
is
someone
just
who
start
doesn't like the
smoking
bar
heavily.
or club scene.
I think
Step
it
one.
depends,
Oh, look,
maybe.
it's my favorite person to kick out of the room. Hold on, let me let him in. Lol, JK. Anyway, yeah, go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I think I think Low has a point. Fuck, I had it on the tip of my tongue, and then you did that thing with Wild Heart, and then it skipped out of my brain.
Well, a math pig probably sent it because he was talking about Wildheart earlier, like Wildheart could dismantle both of these guys' opinions, and I was
bet
like,
this
yeah,
guy's got
okay.
some great dating tips.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Wild Heart.
He
yeah.
seems like a real
Yeah,
Casanova.
let's get a look.
Yeah.
Let's look at the Ohio Sigma Rizzler himself. Here
I'll
it
be
is.
good. I'll be good. I'm sorry. I'll be good.
Yeah, this guy's a real Sigma.
Rate this
Wildheart,
fit.
what are your dating tips?
I
Yeah,
don't.
let's hear 'em.
Yeah, buy a prostitute. That's my distance.
Very good. Moving on.
Personally, I'd rather go on a picnic or to the library. I'm an easy corgi.
Our library in town is just for homeless people to hang out when they get kicked out of the shelter, to tell you the truth.
All I
Oh
can
yeah.
think-
So I was on the phone with Carl. I was driving through that part of town that you're talking about in the city.
I send
Right?
people there.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I
there were
can't go
people
there.
I saw the saddest fucking thing. So the shelter was overcrowded. There were people hanging out front, and then there were people who were just camped out in the doorway of like buildings. And then the fucking Catholic Church, I shit you not, somebody was camping, like a bunch of people. It was like probably like 5, because there was 2 tents and there was one guy hanging out. So I figured it was probably somewhere between 3 and 5, camped out on the stoop of the fucking Catholic Church. And I was like, the lights are on. Somebody's fucking in there. You're supposed to be like actually believe the things Christ says. And you get a whole ass building. What happened to the Hunchback of Notre Dame? That's what I'm saying.
They let that guy in there.
Sanctuary.
There,
Yeah,
I would have felt.
Shout out to all my
very-
short kings, by the way.
I would have felt very different probably about 2 years ago, having worked here for a substantial period of time now. I have a very different perspective, and there is probably a very good reason. They probably at one point did let those people in, and they no longer do.
Well, maybe, but
I hate to say it.
I think that the things
I've become
that
very
Catholics
jaded.
say, I think based on the things that Catholics say, and the things that they purport to believe that they probably should, I don't disagree with your pragmatic view of why that is. I disagree with the hypocrisy, but I think it's just because I don't.
Would you
really
like
care
the
for
holy
Catholics.
water to be filled with hepatitis C?
Not
And
really,
now all the
no.
babies
But you
have
know,
Hep C?
no.
Don't they have-
Fuck. What's your big brain strat? Oh, gas chambers. That's right. I forgot about that.
I never said that.
No, because legally you can't. So I'll say it for you.
No, and I never
Big-
would. I have my own.
Big
Isn't
gas
there-
chambers.
Isn't
I
there a
don't
lot?
make the regs. I just enforce them.
Isn't there a lot of feces in the holy water? You know, because people like go to the toilet and then.
I
wash
wouldn't
it.
know. I burst into flames if I set foot near a Catholic church.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of feces in the holy water.
There might be.
So
Yeah,
you
well, I
worry
wouldn't,
that the modern dating
wouldn't-
scene is
I wouldn't
terrible?
worry about you bursting into flames. The Catholic faith would have to be real for that. So don't.
There you go.
That one too much.
Right. Okay. Yeah. There you go.
Will,
That's fantastic. Yes, Ray. What's going on?
do you not get mom spaghetti vibes from Wild Heart right now?
Oh my god.
Kind of.
Mum,
Let's take another peek.
I didn't hear that. Mum spaghetti. I don't know what that means.
So Wildheart,
Hey,
do you agree
Wildheart.
that modern men are too feminine?
Hey,
Well,
Walter, I had a question for you.
Yes.
I had a question for you because I know you love to go around for like 20 fucking years and ask people about that whole, slave question.
Yeah.
So when you buy
Do we have to do that?
When you
Yeah.
when you-
I'll get kicked if I answer wrong. And I will.
okay, so
It's like a game show.
Hold on. Can everyone shut the fuck up?
Sorry, saying.
So when you buy a
Yeah, don't tell me you shut the fuck up. You can say please, goddamn it. I'm gonna let you in, but you better be a good boy. All right.
You can go fuck yourself, you dirty fucking.
I'll allow it.
So Wildheart, when you purchase that prostitute for an hour,
I didn't hear an apology.
No,
Jesus Christ, Will. I swear to God.
I'm waiting.
Say so.
I'm not apologizing to you. I'm not. You're a cunt. You're a giant quivering cunt, William.
Say it again. Say it to my fucking face.
All right, go on.
I did say it to his face, and you know what he did? Not a fucking thing about it.
Smokey, when are you coming to New York?
There you go. Anyway, so.
Oh, nice beard, by the way. I want
somebody to come to Michigan.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That reminds me. Anyway, so we're gonna keep playing this video.
Girls and there were guys. It was definitely like The Bachelor a little bit.
Our lack of interest in this type of event is just the result of constant unsuccess. When it comes to
Wait, hold on. Somebody
I don't
else
like
wants to
this.
get in. Oh, it's just Smokey again.
You're a fucking
What do you
dick,
want?
dude. Seriously, you're a fucking asshole.
I
will
want to
make
just go
you
out on
think
a
of it.
picnic. I'm
You know what?
easy.
You know what it'll be? It'll be some special.
Do you want to make
event.
another bet?
You know
Oh,
what
by
it'll
the
be?
way, did you see? No. Hold on. If you guys saw, I scheduled this stream and the next two streams. You want to know why? Because Smokey lost yet another bet to me. I have yet to lose a single fucking bet in, I don't know, 4 years.
That's
to this
true.
man, I have never lost. And you know what he says to me? No, well, it's you and your faggot Jew magic that's making it a reality because you bet me. He refuses to believe that I am just right about everything all the time.
That's
because
actually
he's got
interesting,
this thing
Will.
going.
Because you've
refused to
never
believe.
won a bet to me.
He refused
Ever
to
in your
believe
life.
I would go to your
I've
house.
I've lost 0 bets.
You've lost every single bet you've ever made against me.
I repent of none of this.
Yeah.
Oh,
sure.
there's a tier system to it. All right, there's a tier system.
No.
All right.
No, I
You just
learned
gotta
I don't
worry
take
if he
bets.
brings out the dreidel, you know you're fucked.
The power
It's like
behind
a
snow.
Millennium
When
Puzzle.
Will and I were first acquainted with each other, I was doing things and making bets with him, really believing the odds were stacked in my favor.
I very much
Right.
enjoy taking your money too, and I did not tell Ray that there was a bet. Hand to God and Sonny Jesus, I did not tell him because I was so fucking sure that he was going to come over.
I believe you. I believe you. I do. Believe you.
I'll take. I
The
very
point
much
is,
enjoy
the
taking
point
your
is,
money.
what you'll notice about next week's stream is that it's a Pokemon stream. Now, I hate Pokemon. I do. I just do. I tolerate it. I listen to Will talk about it for hours on end because I love him and he's my best friend. And I'll even occasionally contribute. You know, kind of like when you go shopping with a girl and she tries on dresses for 6 hours.
Or like
And
when a little
No.
baby hands you a phone and says it's for you.
Yeah, you take a chick shopping and you just, even though it's 6 hours long, you just watch her change dresses and you give her enthusiastic opinions and you keep your energy up because you know that that's going to lead to a positive, emotional experience for her. And you just grit your fucking teeth and you go through with it. And it's that way with Will. With the Pokemon, I grit my teeth and I go through
It's
it.
okay. I know you're
Like
a grumpy
watching a
old
woman,
man. I know
try on dresses for 6 hours. It's the
your
same.
spirit animal is Judge Claude
You
Frollo.
think all women wear dresses, Smokey? You'd love going shopping with me. I pick the clearance rack, a couple things. That's got a lifetime guarantee with me, and I'm done in 30 minutes. Let's get out of here.
Because we both tried on dresses for this photo. So I really don't like it. Even whoever the hell Tim Pool is.
I like
He's
the
got a very lovely
dinosaur.
frock.
You should have put a hat on the
Yes,
dinosaur.
it's the famous Los Angeles dinosaur.
You gotta put a hat on him, Will.
Oh, in
I'm
fact,
pretty sure-
on the topic of this, Smokey, since you hate women, why don't you start dating men?
Well, that would
We've
be.
talked about it. And that's why we were wed.
What was that?
Well, we did table
Scotty,
the idea that Jessica
Scotty,
dies.
I'm gonna tell you
Me and Carl. When Jess dies,
Wait, hold on.
me
Smokey's
and Carl are
lucky
going to
tell
go
me how much of a
actually.
piece of shit I am. Just hold on.
We're actually going to get gay married for real, and you're all invited. So I'll let you know when the broad dies, and then we can you're all invited to our very gay wedding, and we're gonna own property together in California like a proper fag couple. And
I just want to find a
if
platonic
we can get-
relationship right now. That's all I want.
If we can get football on TV, something might happen. That's all I'm saying. I'm not making any guarantees. I'm just saying things could happen, and you never know. And it's so it is what it is.
Yeah.
Very
what did
Hollywood.
you want to say to me, Smokey?
Very
You
premium.
know, I don't want to say it to you, and I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna tell you. Me and Will have had a conversation about that exact thing.
He wants to blow you.
I didn't.
What?
No.
Yeah, absolutely
That is
not.
Scotty has a very sexually appealing voice.
What?
That is not what happened. That is not what happened. I said if there was anyone that had a voice that could make me consider being gay, it would be Scotty's voice.
Yeah. And then you said you wanted to.
That's good. I'm just want to know, make sure that's where we're going with that.
You fucking scam.
That's all I
Yeah,
just said.
listen.
Scotty's voice. Scotty, I was trying to pay you a compliment and say how you should work.
Yeah,
for,
okay, this is
Audible.
gonna be your thick
Here's the
Pikachu
thing.
now.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Yeah, well, he wanted to make him
Wait a
sing,
minute.
bro. That's why he was sucking so hard. He's trying to make Scotty sing.
Hold on. This was all about me giving various forms of compliments about Scotty's voice and diction and cadence.
All right, we're gonna
That-
do a test right
that
now.
he should
Caroline.
that he should employ it in some form to
all
make
gay.
money, like reading audiobooks and shit like that. It was not intended as some
Yeah,
sort of
with your dick
serious
in your
fucking
hands, you fucking
statement.
queer. Got his Peter out for fucking Scotty and his
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay,
Triforce
Big time
tomato
Peter.
or whatever.
Very,
Big
very
time,
quickly.
Peter.
Oh, god damn it. God damn you.
Scotty,
I'm gonna come.
I'm gonna come.
What's even
Put the side
fucking
chat,
happening right
Scotty.
now?
What's happening?
Some
Oh my
bald guy
gosh,
in the chat is
that.
upset.
Are they?
Yeah, he's got work to do. He's got to get out of here.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay. Bye, whoever. I'll see
I hope
you
this
later.
isn't one of your friends. I'm sorry if I'm being mean.
You know, I was gonna ask Wildheart if he thought since his whole thing was slavery, I was gonna ask him if he was okay with the idea that he owned a girl for an hour when he bought a prostitute and that he owned her holes.
Bring him back.
Oh yeah, he did.
I think
No,
she
he
owned
left.
his. I think
He's
she.
listening, I'm sure.
Because he tells me all the time that slavery is wrong and that you shouldn't own a person. But if he purchases prostitutes, and we all know he does, we've known this for years.
admitted
You know,
it, so
he
yeah.
is essentially purchasing a sexual slave, you know, with a set contract as to, you know, where he can stick what and what fluids can go where. And
Speaking of, can we all keep our fluids to ourselves over the Scotty situation? It's fucking.
God.
I don't think Wildheart actually.
why don't we? Why don't no? Hold on. wait a
Nail
minute.
trail.
You know what? What a crazy idea.
This is not
that we would-
thing, all right?
Shut
We're
the
not.
fuck up and let me say this. This is important. Why the fuck would we not want to take the people that are part of our group and encourage their particular talents to pursue them for the sake of monetary and financial independence, as well as promoting a healthier and more successful and fulfilling lifestyle? Why would we not, as a cult, mind you, of people pushing to a higher utilitarian good, not want to encourage every person by any mechanism at our disposal to pursue and promote their highest possible talents? And Scotty has an amazing fucking voice. I'm sorry, he does. He just fucking does. And I dare anyone to fucking disagree with me on that. And I was
That's a really long
I
way to
was
say
telling William a series of funny anecdotal jokes about things that of how highly I regarded his diction and cadence and accent. And Will has now extrapolated that into something purely disgusting. As Will is
Wait.
off to do.
You are gay.
Wait. I was told
you
that
hush,
Scotty.
Will.
I was
Scotty's got
told.
awesomeness.
Gay.
I was told that Scotty was able to keep reading the script even as he nutted from your blowjob, Smokey.
Ah!
You are
okay.
You are gay.
What was that? I'm sorry, I missed that. What was that?
It was a
You're
dumb
gay?
joke, though. That too.
All right, so here's.
Ooh, you're mean.
He looks like young Dave Attell right now.
Oh, he's on one right now.
I'll take off the fucking hat, but I'm not gonna be happy about
Yo,
it.
put your hood up.
I need a okay. I need a
Ooh,
fucking
flip
the hair.
you, actually. I changed my mind. Don't tell me what to do. I am the fucking captain now, alright?
Will.
I gotta get the next video.
Screen's freezing for me. Darn gummit.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cute. That's hot. Okay, hold on. Where is it?
I
Yeah,
always
here
thought it
we
was
go.
ironic that you had an oven in your room there, bro. Is that just like a suicide plan?
An
Oh,
oven? What the fuck are you talking
Oh my
about?
god.
that's
Yeah,
a
'cause you're a Jew.
fireplace. It's a
Because
fireplace.
you're a Jew.
It's a fireplace.
Jews go in the oven.
Oh my god.
That's not
That
no
was-
oven.
That's great. That's really something there. Those certainly are words he said. Anyway,
Rude.
500 residents of the town of Weed were ordered to evacuate. The flames have destroyed multiple homes and vehicles. California's Governor Gavin Newsom issuing a state of emergency to support the crews battling the fires. Some of those firefighters capturing
Bro, it's happening. I have a Tinder date tomorrow with a blonde girl. Wish me luck.
temperatures throughout the state continue to rise.
Always with girls. I wish I could have the same.
Great weather, Southern California.
By the way, you should try the app. It's the best way to meet new chicks.
Maybe he is right. I'm tired of being a virgin.
California seeing some record-breaking.
Okay, let's install the application. Let's create an account now. Seems like I need a profile picture. Let's write a description now. I need something fresh but simple. Something that will attract the girls into knowing me better. I think I have an idea. Hello, I'm Wojak. I'm a very kind person. I'm here to meet the future girl of my life. Let's drink something. Okay, seems like my profile is complete. Let's start swiping now.
This is terrible.
Damn, she is so beautiful. I'm going to like her.
This is peak cinema, and you're a
Is this
fucking
supposed to be
peasant.
good? What is this supposed to be communicating to
good.
the audience?
This is so cringe.
What is
Gross.
this? What is the point of this?
This is
What are we
garbage.
getting across?
I agree, Will. That is
1.6 million views. Fuck you. This
That doesn't mean anything.
1.6 million
That
retweets.
don't mean
Shocking.
squat.
Point. Like what? No, just can we just skip to what the anecdote is? Just tell us the anecdote. What is
Yes,
it?
what is happening?
What's the thing?
He's
what are we
upset.
supposed
I
to
see
get
he's
out of
hurt.
it? What's the deal? What happens? Like what's the scenario of using the app that
God
leads
damn
to
it.
the cry face?
You know what? You've got the fucking Gen Z virus. Your attention span is like that of a fucking goldfish.
Yeah, but it's
You go
like
2
it's-
seconds
it's
without
like-
touching your own bunghole because you're just desperate for stimulation. You're just constantly
Put
like,
it-
oh my
hey.
god,
Put it
you'll get
so
to the
much.
instant gratification.
There's so much
I expect this from
preamble.
Low. Low's
There's
fucking
so
12.
much preamble though.
Smoky.
He's like, just
Oh
tell
my
me
God.
the
Will.
information.
Will.
I'm
Smokey
s-
just
I'm
called you out on
speaking
preamble. Did you
No,
realize
I was
that?
just gonna say, Will, because you said that, I just went and got my nails done, and literally the guy at the nail salon rang me up for a children's pedicure because he thought I was under 13.
You're like, you're literally 4 feet tall. Nobody knows how the fuck old you are.
I wasn't gonna correct him either, but I did because I'm a good person.
There you go. There's.
I
a
wanted to be
photo.
like, I don't know what 13-year-old they're letting get acrylic nails now, but okay.
Oh
Hey, no,
shoot, they've
just
got
breathe
kids
it
that
in.
young who have like freaking piercings, for God's sakes. Ugh.
Yeah, in California, they can get abortions, Lo. That's not a big deal.
Oh, well, good for them. They can keep them.
I think that was the actual. Never mind. Anyway, so.
Oh my God! Shut up.
Yes, but maybe it's a good girl. If you don't
You know what?
purchase the
Actually, you guys aren't going to have the attention span for this. I mean, Ray
No.
would. Ray would sit through the
No,
whole
I
fucking
won't.
thing because
No,
he's an
I
adult
won't.
man.
I won't.
Penis.
This is stupid.
This isn't. There's no.
What?
There's.
It's just being. It's just. It's two boys and a guru lady. Fuck all of you.
What about Scotty?
My show, I'll do it however I want.
Are me and Scotty the two boys?
Boo.
I think.
I'm so
I think-
confused.
William, I think what happens if it's going to be that low of quality, then the delivery has to be much quicker. I think that's the issue there. If it's going to be
that we'll
that, if it's going to be
It
that
has to have a
difficult
point.
to visually digest,
God.
then it needs to be delivered in quicker. Okay.
All right. Hello. Well,
Hey.
it's a lot quieter now.
Yes. What's even happening right now?
I'm making everybody so
I
fucking mad
can't wait
tonight.
to have my streams back.
I thought you got booted.
It's my stream now.
What? Are me and Ray
Well,
the only two
well,
angels here?
I remind you, our contract is nearly complete, and then I am off the chain. My runes of
And that's why you're pissed baby of the
my
week.
runes.
It's piss baby of the week, nigga.
I would have
Oh
let
no,
that go
I
on
got
for a
some
lot
good
longer.
nominees for that particular category, and it's definitely not Smokey.
Oh, did we do Piss Baby of the Year yet? I feel like we missed that for
We
24.
missed it.
Didn't we do one for Christmas?
Oh, yeah, I'll have to check the stream.
I think we should start doing one every month, but that might get boring.
But anyway, Smokey's the Piss Baby of the week.
Sure. All right. Great.
Oh, listen to him, pal.
I don't
told
even have
you-
a contract, and I'm helping out.
There you
Jeez.
go.
And you're an evil woman.
Where's my reward?
Anyway, so women are great, and they make cookies, and that's definitely a plus in my book.
You know, that's great.
Like-
You know what? You know what I like is how Ray and you both, have described women, and the first fucking thing you mentioned is fucking cookies and holes. That's where your brain's good. As soon as you talk about telling me how great fucking women are, the first fucking things that come out of your goddamn
Wait,
mouth
for stream actually, let me see what week we can do that. Cookies
and holes.
Well,
There
that's
you
one
go.
of the that's
I-
one of the big
well, that's
differences.
where it is.
That's one of the
Ladies
big
and gentlemen,
differences. That's one of the big differences
know-
between men and women. What's the other big difference between men and women?
Long
Besides
hair.
the fucking
Cookies
undercarriage.
and holes.
Besides the undercarriage, what's the main difference between a man and a woman?
Pastries and holes, ladies and gentlemen. You take
Yeah,
that with
they're
you.
great things. They're
You
wonderful
take-
things.
I
I
like
like
take
donuts.
this all- you take
I
this
like
all with
scones.
you. All of you that may have
What the
been
fuck do you need
defending
for a woman
Ellen
for,
and
bro? What do
Ray,
you need? You need her to
not
hug you to sleep at
understanding
night?
what the fuck
Does
I've
she
been
got to wipe
saying.
your ass, hold your hand when you fucking walk across
you
the
go.
street? Like, what do you need?
Cookies and holes, ladies and gentlemen.
What do you
That's-
need, bro?
that's where
You
it's
need your
at.
hand
That's
held?
what makes women
That's
great.
where
You need a
it's
hug?
at.
That's
Well,
what,
Carl, that asshole isn't gonna
that's
lick
what makes
itself.
women great, ladies and gentlemen. That you
Rim
have
jobs
it
are
right
pretty good
there.
too, man. They
It's
do
the
a lot of great
I'm
things.
feeling so unloved. Oh.
There you go.
Guru Lady is a saint, and anybody who disagrees with me, I'll
Yeah.
fuck their dog or something, whatever it is, my line. What's my catchphrase? Oh yeah, and I'll fuck anyone's dog that says otherwise. That's it. I'm sorry. So unfortunately,
Ray and Will are the ones telling me that the best thing about women, the thing that makes them great, are cookies and holes. But I'm the asshole. Okay.
Okay, cool. Now I'm telling a story. So
Well, you
this is
tell me
the
one
little
guy who actually makes good cookies.
I
This
mean,
is
my
the
dick's one of the best things
tetragon of gold.
about me. So
I
it's
mean-
that's like the
And-
same thing.
It had marijuana in it, and I'm fucking high apparently. I texted Ray that. Okay, you're let us know. And I was trying to figure out why I was feeling like maybe
Okay.
a little fucking.
I got a really weird question. Is there possibility of there ever being a true platonic relationship with a man? Is it possible?
Man and woman? No.
No.
I'm so screwed.
No.
I think hypothetically it would be nice if that were possible.
Well, he's gonna get his dick sucked somewhere. So
I
if you're
mean,
okay with
I
that
don't
being
know that
elsewhere,
that's-
you'll be
I don't
all
know
right.
that that's necessarily.
Well, hold on.
Yeah, his balls will
Implication,
tingle.
Carl.
His balls will tingle eventually. His balls will definitely tingle.
Wait a minute. There is a matter of character to consider here.
Yeah,
Because
me and Smokey are friends. I've never blown him.
No, that's true. That is, I will.
I was
confirm
thinking
that
that you were asking under the assumption of like a dude living in your house and you guys just kind of like are partners, but you don't sleep together. Is that what you were talking about,
Yep.
Drew?
Exactly.
Okay, so as long as you're willing, you're like okay with him
There's a
getting his dick
character
sucked
question
somewhere
there.
else. His dick's gonna fucking tingle at some point. That's just the way it is.
Not
dick
if you're
will
a person
tingle.
with character.
No, his penis 100% at one point and for the rest of his life, low, will tingle. His balls will.
I
be
think
filled
you
with
can
fucking
get hard and not act on it if you're. a
I didn't
decent
say you were
human
going to
being.
act on it. I said his fucking dick was going to tingle. You can't fucking.
Yeah,
li-
but
you
sometimes
can't
your
leave a
dick
man
gets
to be
hard
built
when you
up.
open the refrigerator.
Yeah, but you're not. You're not supposed to listen. You're not supposed to let it build up for the rest of your life, Lo. You can't do that.
Yeah, but sometimes you slam the fucking dryer and your dick gets hard. You know.
Yeah, so that's why you take care of it. It's got to be taken care of, is what I'm saying.
Then you go into your bedroom and you take care of it and leave people alone.
Yeah, but why should you have? Why should you have to if you don't have to? You know what I mean?
Carl, you shut your fucking mouth. You shut your mouth right now. Shut your fat fucking stupid owl mouth, you dumb fucking dummy cunt.
Which is probably why I'm going to be the crazy cat woman until I'm in my 80s if I ever make it that old.
Because, you know something, I've lived with male friends before, and never once have I wanted to fuck them. I've lived with a lot of
Yeah,
male
but they
friends
probably
before.
took care of that in some capacity. So
I
as
don't
long
want to
as they
think
can-
that. I don't want to know
As
that.
long as they have a way to
But
take
you-
care of
but
that,
you
that's
don't
all
have
that
to
matters.
know about it.
Yeah, I don't want to know.
You can
about
just be cool.
it. Yeah. I'm just saying that
and I
has to get
think
taken care of.
actually, sometimes I think in terms of being roommates, like there is almost an automatic separation you create with each other where that tends to be, I think, less likely. Because I think both of you kind of understand at some level that once you do something like that, then everything in that household is going to get real extra fucking complicated real fucking quick.
And not just that,
Well-
but you can develop almost a sibling type relationship to where
Yeah.
it's just disgusting.
Yeah, and it
It's
gets
just
real,
revolting
it
to
gets real,
even think
yeah,
of that.
you can kind of have that type of thing where like even if you're not together, you feel that type of sibling like commitment with each other, almost type thing where you're obligated to each other. I totally get it, and yeah, that can absolutely like. There's something about having that type of thing where you create that type of synergy in a situation where you're actually sharing a space with someone. Like that almost seems to like really in some ways be the true commitment. And
Yeah,
I mean,
like if you live with your sister, does your dick get hard? I hope not.
well, I would hope not.
That's
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
really what I was
like-
implying.
Well, you
No, I know. I'm not trying to attack you. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be
Not Kasuchi.
I think that
I don't know if I
related
necessarily was
someone,
expressing
no.
my point properly either in the context.
Maybe like a hot stepsister or something.
Well, I mean,
I
maybe
hope
it's-
not either.
well, I mean, maybe if you're knock, I mean, that's.
I don't know.
God.
See, your mom just invites some random stranger
That's,
into your house, and
That's the one who
yeah,
holds the
you-
ice
oh,
cream
you're
cone by his
related
dick,
now. Oh, whoops.
right? That's Caillou, I think. The one with the ice cream by his dick that he lets his daughter lick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this one.
What is that about? I don't like that.
Oh, yeah, no like Andy.
God. Not this again.
Oh
hope
god, I
he's
just
all right.
remembered. I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all.
Oh my god, I was
Black-
there when that happened.
It's a black person gang, Will.
I was there when that happened.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
logo's
Oh my
very
god, I was
far
so
back.
young. That's
I
so
can-
crazy. I'm so old.
I can
now.
tell you.
Jesus.
Oh,
Oh,
don't even
very
go there.
far
I
back.
got you all beat.
I'm not dead, fuckers. I am the cum lord.
God bless you, Godfrey. Ugh,
Oh, rest in peace, Gil.
man. It's like.
I'm very deeply, truly deeply sorry about the cancer diagnosis.
You did not just play that.
Oh my god.
You did not just play that.
It's fair.
Yes, right. Put yourself in the back.
Remember that time when Knock wanted to fuck me and then acted like he didn't?
Yeah. Oh my god.
And then
I
slandered
must-
me all over the internet.
I must have
I was
missed that.
started talking about
Oh yeah.
started talking
Oh, what's that? What's that, Doc? So you want to
And
fucking
then started
die?
talking shit about me. And then started talking shit about me after I disengaged with the internet. When I had no way to respond. I'd love to
demanded
respond
proof
to
that
all
you were
those
trans.
comments
You
now.
sent him a photo of you getting shot in the ass with testosterone. Yes,
Yeah.
I remember. I didn't see the photo, but he told me all about it.
There are several videos of it on my Instagram if anyone's interested.
Outstanding.
Oh yeah, and then Kat confronted Nakasuchi and that
I would
led on
love to. How did that happen? Because I only heard about this through Kat because I refused to interact with any of that. for a
Oh
while.
God, that
I was
was that
busy being a
on the way?
stay-at-home girlfriend. Sorry.
Was that the same time that Jess came in and confronted Knock about the Antichrist comment?
I don't know.
Was that the same fucking?
The only one
What
I
do
know
you-
is the
what
gamer
was-
moment.
Hold on, let's
All
see
I
if I
know
can
is I
find the
got
video.
called a fake transsexual while actively taking testosterone.
Well, it was actually kind of a thing where Will and I we had noticed him say something like I think you had noticed it actually, Will, where he had said something like about Lo being like a fake trans, and then suddenly
Yeah, he said.
Like-
I know trans people, and they don't. Basically, the argument he was making was that because Lo was in I don't fucking know. I think he was trying to say that trans people can't be straight or something.
He was trying to say that Lo didn't look like her gender.
Well, I don't fucking
So-
know.
so it was like-
Lo
it
doesn't
was-
look
he was
enough
kinda
like
like-
a guy for me, therefore they're not trans.
Well,
Okay?
that was the funny thing is like that's why Will and I kind of took advantage of it at the time. I think we did a whole fucking stream about it almost, making fun of him because he's the worst ally ever. Because he
because he says one thing, does something different. Yeah,
exactly,
male
and he's like, "Oh, we need to accept everyone however they identify," and then he turns around and is like, "Oh, Lo's fake trans,"
which is hilarious
Like,
because
French kissing my daughter? I'm molesting my daughter?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
By the way, I posted the
not
video on the side in the private.
which is to me hilarious because I think when he was actively engaging with me and to my understanding pretty interested in me, by the way, when I was 19, interested in me because I was very at that time young and attractive and feminine looking. He was all about it. He was using the male pronouns and doing the whole thing. But then when I stopped engaging with him, then it was a whole thing. I just think that's interesting. It's almost like he had an agenda there.
Here we go.
Yeah, he wanted to hit.
Which now he would have an issue with me being a detransitioner. Which I would love to talk to him about.
Oh, he's
Because now
yeah,
he would
but
have a
he's gone.
significant issue with that.
He's long gone.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. He's never coming back.
No, he's not. Yeah.
Yeah, that's over. After,
Still couldn't
after
hit.
the meltdown,
That
was
he
pretty
actually got
There
offline.
was a fatal blow. There were a couple fatal blows at the end where I knew that was going to happen, and it finally tipped its scales. You won't. A Knock is dead. I mean, you might hear of Ronnie here and
Shay
there.
is still on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm mutuals with Shay
Shay?
on Twitter, and
Really?
she doesn't even realize
Yeah.
that it's me,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is hilarious.
Yeah,
We did
so-
several antics since you've been gone. I haven't been doing I'm not really into antics anymore. I suppose if there was something that was funny enough, I could be goaded into doing an antic, but it's not really my bag.
Oh, I am now. I'm the villain. It's so much
Oh.
fun.
Yeah, I don't. I don't really.
I, however, want to do lots of antics in the near future.
I do too, because now I'm pretty, so I can get away with things like being manipulative, like smoking.
Oh, see, Lo knows. Lo gets it. Everything I've literally been saying, and she just summarized it right there.
Now I'm skinny and pretty, so if I cry, people feel bad.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, nailed it. That's what
I promise you, I will never feel bad. I can guarantee you. I will never feel bad for anyone here except for probably Guru. That's about it.
We're friends. You would feel bad for me if I was upset.
Aw, thank you, Will.
I wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
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 No, that's right. 100%. I don't use it because I'm not an evil person. He has a very good point about that. But 100%, I can cry and get my way about pretty much anything. He's totally right that women absolutely use that. I don't.
Jesus Christ. This is what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm trying to say. The women problem is actually a men problem. Because all the fucking men just let everybody do whatever the fuck they want because it was hard and because they were fed up with the bullshit. And not even realizing all the while it's because they weren't watching the fucking gate. Who was on the gate when High King Torrid was executed? Huh? Yeah, Uncle Rogveer. And what did he do? He just let Alfred
No, but if that's
Stormcloak
natural
walk the
male
fucking gate.
inclination to protect women, like Smokey said, like, is that really their bad?
Yes.
What are you
especially,
talking about? What are you talking about, Will?
Men have not been proactive in their duty. Not at all.
Wait a minute. Okay, well, hold on. Let's not. Hold on.
So you're telling me right now, Will, and I'm gonna ask you this straight up: you've never been manipulated by a woman in your life?
I have. And guess whose fault that is? Mine.
Oh, dude, really?
It's not a shared responsibility.
You're the one talking about how women
while still sharing the
Carl's always the
responsibility.
one telling me about how stupid women are and how they don't know nothing about anything and how weak they are.
That
and
has
stuff.
nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
That has nothing. That has nothing to do with it, dude. You could be real.
Okay, so
hold
a
on.
man
Wait a
gets
minute.
manipulated
Hold
by
on.
a woman, and we all just throw our hands up and go, "Oh,
You know
shucks,
what,
guys."
dude? You can be really super fucking hot and really super fucking retarded and still get everything the fuck you want.
Period.
And not have to
That's why
basically.
it's that much more embarrassing when a dude with a
Intelligence has nothing the fuck to do with it, dude. Not even a little bit. It really doesn't.
Man.
You
You gotta
see
be
the
looking
problem
for
is
snakes.
the problem is you think about it through the lens of a guy, and so you're like, oh well, if I wanted to manipulate, I would have to do this and this and this step and this step and this step and bridge this psychological tether and create this emotional connection. And like you would have to do that type of thing, but for a chick, it's just swing your hip.
Do you know, Carl? Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Never worked.
Carl.
This is not. It is
all played the texting
rocket
game.
science for women to manipulate.
This is not a conversation. You're just talking. That's not fair. I feel very left out. Are you there, Carl? Hi. Anyway, no. What I'm saying is, Black. I can't actually remember what my point was because you just kept bloviating for a fucking half an hour again. Listen. All right. There are people out there that'll take advantage of you, right? The devil is constantly whispering in my ear, and I mean this with no hint of irony or fucking innuendo. The devil is constantly saying to me, just do it, Will. You could do it. You could get away with it. No one will ever find out. You could just kill this motherfucker. And you drag him up in the mountain and bury him in your backyard. Nobody would fucking know. Nobody would know. He'd just be gone. The fucking coy dogs would eat his body. It looked like he went on a hiking trip that went around. You know how many times the devil, just fucking Satan, is just constantly whispering in my ear, Just fucking do it, Will. It'd be so easy. Don't you want to do it? Wouldn't it make you feel good? Wouldn't it make you feel really powerful if you just fucking did it? Wouldn't you feel good about yourself? You know what? I don't fucking do it. All right? All right? That's what men need to do. They need to just say, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do the easy thing. I'm not going to play high stakes poker with the rest of my life. I'm not going to risk it. I'm not going to take this fucking poison apple. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. A witch showed up to my house today in a black robe and started cackling about eating an apple. Anyway, it's still here. And
So that
I'm
makes
kind
it
of hungry.
okay for women to do it?
I'm saying there's two parties here, and if men are supposed to be the strong ones, the intelligent ones, the enlightened ones, then they should maybe, I don't know, be a little incredulous about the fucking apple. You know? It doesn't take much. Just look at the thing and go, okay, spooky witch, middle of the night, cackling, black robe, looks like a fucking hag raven. Maybe this is a trap. But no, there's a lot of men out there that are weak-willed and weak-spirited, right? And whether you are one now or not, you were probably at one point. Now, nobody's born with
yeah, but
with a
like, dude, I
spirit
hate
that's
to be
resistant
this
to evil.
person. But if we're
Well-
gonna blame men for like falling to like their baser instincts, like we can't, like we're basically gonna say like, well, men are falling to women's evil. Like, are we
Yeah.
gonna hold women accountable for falling to men's evil, which is brute force? Like, no.
Yeah,
Like,
hold
we
on.
all need to
How
work
the fuck
against
do you
our
think they
own
got out of
evil
line?
inclinations.
If we've lived in a patriarchal society at any point in history, if at some point somebody dropped the fucking ball, because it certainly isn't that way now. Where are, I thought the men were supposed to be figureheads. I thought they were supposed to be like guiding the family.
Yeah, but
Where are they? Does anybody here have a
Okay,
dad?
all right, hold
that's
on.
alive,
I'm
that's
gonna
active in
explain it.
their
I'm gonna
life?
explain it. I'm gonna explain it. I'm gonna explain it. I'm gonna explain it. It's because
He's
the
gonna
culture.
explain it.
It's
Just let
because
him talk, guys.
the culture
God
allowed
damn it.
the culture allowed women to make their own choices and decisions, and they made bad ones. They chose the bad boys. They chose the ones with the red flags. They didn't make good decisions. So
But
the
what
good
part of
guys,
culture allowed them?
the good guys got passed over. The culture permitted this. The culture allowed this, and so the guys that got chosen were the worst prospects of humanity. That's just what happened. That is what.
Culture doesn't get out of control without somebody falling asleep at the switch.
Well, yeah, I agree. I think yes, absolutely. The things that the religious right did in America to push really hard to try and legislate and force a moral standard caused a massive cultural pushback, which caused
I
a
agree.
large set of sexual liberation and degradation of morality. And in fact, the Christian religious right in this country must and should, in my opinion, take a lot of blame for the pure moral degradation of the country by not understanding the Christian moral prerogative to work in a system from the bottom up and not the top down. You do not legislate your morality.
And right, what was the majority biological sex of those religious right that pushed too far? What do you reckon that was? Okay, so I'll be taking that money now
I don't know. What does that mean? What does that mean?
because it's
It
the
would-
bet all over again.
all of those
right.
people would have likely had wives who also would have supported whatever their husband supported. So then, therefore,
Jesus Christ.
so I mean, I don't know what. That's not a point to make. Like that's stupid.
All right.
I knew I shouldn't have watched those bad boy movies in the 80s. Damn.
Right.
Knew
I,
it.
mean, I don't know. I don't know why you would. You know, even if I was to look at this, William, seriously, from at least a utilitarian perspective, look at the fucking state of marriage these days. And look at the state of marriage in countries that say, I don't know, have arranged marriages like fucking India. Like,
Right.
look at how incredibly more successful they are at keeping the nuclear family together. And look at the disaster we have. And in what world are we looking
Right,
at?
and who's in charge of those?
Well, hold on. Listen to my main
Yeah, okay, we're back to
listen
men
my
again.
main point.
Okay.
Listen to my main point. In what universe are you looking at these two conclusions and saying, "Oh yeah, we're on the right track
but I've
with
been
all of this,
listening to your
with all of this relationship liberation of our country? Yeah, we're on the right track, sure."
I've been
In
listening.
India,
to
they've
you.
got marriages that the girls are like 8 years old to like men in their 30s. For graciousness,
I've been listening to your main point
that's
for
fine.
4 goddamn years, and every time we have this conversation, it's men. The father should be involved in and deciding
Agreed.
when the
Lovely.
daughter is supposed to and they're not. And whose fault is that? The father's. And what sex are they?
Agreed.
Men, right?
Well-
They're supposed to be in charge of it. We fucked up.
I don't know.
Not me
I
specifically
think
because I was like
think,
fucking 5
well,
or whatever.
you know
but
what,
you know what I
William?
mean?
I think the
Mothers are to
culture-
blame too.
I think
Yeah,
the
the pro-
culture. I think the
Yeah, because
culture.
dad fucking left for greener pastures, and then mom felt like she had to be the fucking man, and they're not built for that. Men and women are fucking different.
There are plenty
Dad's
of
gone.
women.
Where is
There
he?
are
Nobody
plenty
knows.
of women with husbands. There are plenty of women with husbands who are setting horrible examples for their young daughters.
Absolutely.
And
I
then also
know
there's the
personally,
problem too. There's also the problem too. You've got women who grew up in families where it's a single mom. They see mom living on EBT stamps, food stamps, spreading her legs, and she uses that as a role model to make bad decisions later in life. Going with different guys,
Well,
popping
daddy
up
licked
kids
the
left and
danger
right.
frog, all right, and we all paid the price for it.
Yeah. Well, and they keep waving the victim flag while they're doing it.
But like every
What I'm saying is, Smokey's solution to the problem is to sit here and bitch about how fucking corrupt and evil the modern woman is, and he'd be correct, right? But we're just gonna ignore the other side of the problem. We're all just
That's
gonna
not
sit
the
here
gotta
and-
toughen up, man.
That's
Men
not the point.
just have to
no,
toughen up.
I don't think. When I said that men are too feminine, I don't think that Smokey disagreed with me.
No, I didn't at all. No.
Yeah,
I,
modern
in fact,
men are
I
too
was
feminine.
springboarding off of that point. Actually.
But that'll never be.
Yeah,
Smokey
see what I'm
fucking
saying?
shit. He calls me every fucking day, and every conversation. I'm not kidding you. Every conversation that isn't about the most recent dump he's taken or whatever. I usually call him. He just happens to be taking a shit. It
That
happens.
tends to be Will.
Anyway. Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, when it's Peterson, I'm having shots.
That's projection.
Anyway,
that was projection
so-
right there.
So the point is, every other conversation is, I fucking hate women.
Okay,
right?
but
And
his
it's like,
personal
they're so fucking
frustration,
stupid.
his personal frustration as a single man is going to be with women. Whereas if you and me were talking, my personal frustration is going to be with men and overly feminine men, because that's what I'm experiencing in my life currently as a
Absolutely.
single woman.
Well, that's just the nature
Absolutely.
of society because we're not in World War II. Because in World War II,
Well, and
times
you
were
know-
different in relationships and they
Well,
had
that-
different
well, that brings
struggles,
me-
like
because
going
let
to
me tell you
Normandy and
something.
dying on the beach. Now we just have
I'm
to deal with
gonna
Tinder.
go ahead and say it.
I'm sick of beta males.
Well,
Yeah.
and I'm going to go ahead and say it. We really need to, I think when you're in your 20s, at least mid 20s, the video games probably need to go away. I think you need.
I don't think they have a point at all. That doesn't
I
matter
think
at all.
I think it's time to put that shit away and get real fucking serious and actually really do something with your life and apply yourself because
I think that comes later.
Oh, so
well,
this is
I don't
like
know.
literally the point I
This-
made when we
this
started this
thing-
conversation, where people have to focus
This
on leveling
well,
up and
no,
making value
here's
of
the thing.
themselves.
Wait a minute.
You don't have to
Low-
cut out video games to do that. You just have to focus
Jesus
on leveling
fucking
up.
Christ, Ray.
Well, you took fucking an hour and a half to get to this fucking point that I made fucking at the start of the show. Literally, I made the same exact point at the start of the
It was
fucking
not
show.
the same point.
It
Charlie.
is. I don't know if you notice also that I never am demeaning or call you names. I make that a point as well.
I'm aware, buddy. I'm
Okay. Yeah, I just pointed it out because you don't do that.
No, you're right. I don't, and that's just part of my nature, Ray. And I'm
Okay.
sure you would want me to abide by my nature in terms of the context, what I feel to be the most utilitarian good. And honestly, some of these things tonight have been wildly insane tangents, Ray. To be completely honest with you, I mean, really, where I want to address like the core point of the topic, and I don't know if you're doing it intentionally just to try to like get the edge of the argument, or if it's just something you do. But when I catch you in a corner of a particular thing you've said, you seem to divert radically without actually answering what I've said, and it's been very frustrating this evening.
I haven't been trying to argue with you at all. I've just been trying to have a conversation.
Well, that's my diagnostic of the interaction, and you can take it or leave
Everything
it.
is a fight with Carl.
That's entirely up to you.
He's just down there. He's just out in the battlefield with his fucking helmet.
You know. I think, let me.
How he
Well,
views the world.
Well, you are right in terms of the blame that both you and Ray are trying to place on men. I didn't disagree with it. The problem is that I want to focus on the synergistic aspect of all of it. That the fact that there is a key factor here that I do not want to be lost in the equation when you guys are constantly dissecting this and trying to just equivocate. Where's all this equivocation coming from?
Well, it's just like it's the meat of the situation. The women are irrelevant to the problem. They're not going to change anything, and it won't really impact it that much. And men just have to they have to nut up and fucking do things. And that's what it boils down to.
Let me get my hammer and nails out.
Okay.
Carl, let me get my hammer and nails out for you, and let me frame this for you exactly, all right? Because I'm coming from a place where I'm a father now, right? I'm married. I got the fucking house, all that bullshit, right? So I have a different perspective now as an adult man who's living an adult man's life, okay? So I've seen the way that my father was, and I remember the way I was raised up, and then I hear everybody else tell their story about what the situation is, and I tabulate all of that information because I don't have anything to go on. I'm getting everything that I learn about being a parent is basically from somebody else, or just from just figuring it the fuck out, because that's also like at least 50% of the job is just kind of figuring it the fuck out, and so. When I listen to everyone talk about what exactly it is that's going on, it seems like that's where it's going. The second thing is I'm a man. I have a dick, right? And I've only ever had that. I don't have ovaries, right? It's the only perspective I can come from. And the third thing is I don't know how you can't sit down with most of these fucking women and say, hey, wouldn't it be nice if you stopped being a fucking whore for 5 minutes, right? I know how to talk to men, though. I talk to men all the fucking time. I got guys at fucking work. Like, there's this one guy, he's going to be a new dad. I talked him through, like, all the ins and outs, like diapers and all that shit. I don't know how to fuck to talk to women about how to be not shit. I can sit here and talk to you guys like this all fucking day long because you have a functioning brainstem, but 90% of these women are straight up just fuck. There's not a better word. They're just cunty. There's just nothing. It's all just vapid nonsense.
Well, every culture has restrained whores through the mechanism of shame language. It's always been.
It doesn't work anymore. They're on fucking OnlyFans. How much more fucking
that's not even an effective strategy.
But that's because the culture has now proliferated with it. But if men, and you're right, this is where men could lead. If men chose to find that type of practice now suddenly morally reprehensible and disgusting, it would go away. Women would stop doing it because they would lose the audience for it. So
women do not respect men anymore. Women do not respect men anymore because the male figures in their life from early childhood that should be there are not fucking there. They're not present. They might physically even be in the home and they're not fucking present. And before it was they were at work. That's part of Welcome to How the Fuck We Got Here Park. Dun 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 dun. And so the part of the biggest part of the problem I think that we can actually fix is getting men to get involved in monogamous relationships and be fucking men, put on a set of testicles, and hang out for a good long fucking while. You know what?
It's not that easy.
I mean, honestly, Will, simplified, the most important thing.
Well, 80% of divorces are initiated by women. You gotta fix that.
Here's the thing.
The
because
problem
you're
with
sticking
all of
it
in the wrong holes. You've fucked up, sir. It shouldn't be our fucking problem, but it is now. It is our fucking problem.
Well, here's the issue:
well, it's not my problem. I don't give a fuck anymore.
Attraction's not a choice. Attraction's not a choice, and your job in a relationship is to maintain attraction with your partner. If you fail to do that, that's your fault. And that might be harsh, but that's reality. That is reality. Attraction is not a choice.
There's a 3-year-old little boy upstairs in his bed asleep right now. He is my number one priority. And the one thing that keeps me up at night is these fucking women that are growing up around him that are now 3 years old. What are they gonna fucking be like? I can't control that. I can't go to these little girls' houses and be like, all right, now stay off the fucking pole. But you know what I can do? I've got friends who have fucking kids who are they have daughters, right? And I make sure that these fucking dads stick around and stop being fucking dirtbags. We hang out, we talk. That's the part of the situation that I have some kind of control over. But the part of the situation I have the most control over is one day I'm going to have a conversation with my son about dating. And I'm going to have to warn him. And I'm going to have to guide him. And he's going to go through heartache and heartbreak. He's going to go through slimy women. He's going to get cheated on. His heart's going to get broken. And I have to teach him how to deal with that, right? And that's the part of the situation that we can control, is our own families and our own kids and that sort of thing. But all of
Your own
this really
self-reliance, man.
It's about holding our male friends accountable, to tell them, listen, it's not, especially if they have fucking kids, double, triple, maybe even if they had kids, to say, no, don't fuck around just because you want to get your dick wet. You fucking shut the fuck up, because you've got a daughter in there, and all she's going to know about men for the first good long while of her life is that, well, my daddy cheated, so most men are going to cheat. It front loads them with all this bullshit programming that just shouldn't be there in the fucking first place. That's my fucking problem. And you know what? It does go for women too, but I can't fucking control that. Some of these women can't be reasoned with. They're just front loaded with horse shit, and that's all the programming that they'll have. Stop fucking these women. There are good women out there. I promise you there are. You just gotta go fucking look for them. And by the way, while you're doing that, you should probably, I don't know, fucking improve yourself while you're at it. What makes you think you're worthy of having a really good relationship? Can you, like, what makes you feel like you can justify that to yourself or the fucking universe or God or whoever the fuck you believe in? Why do you think that you deserve happiness? Why do you think it should just be handed to you? That's all I gotta say. I got it all out.
Yeah, you're right. That's good. I would just say you shouldn't look for like a relationship or a person. I think it'd be best if you just enjoy your journey in life, and then when you discover somebody on your path and enjoy time with them, you should spend more time with them.
That's what's up. Also, I'm high, so I'm getting.
I think that whole like idea, basically, of putting the pussy on the pedestal, is a recipe for disaster, and it leads you to like reliance on somebody else. I think really, what's really important is like this idea. Stop. You got to be able to stand up on your own 2 feet and be comfortable with being by yourself and love yourself in that aloneness. Because if you can't love yourself, how can anybody else love you? Like, Jesus really?
I think that the idea of fraternity has died, and that's also a problem. There's not a lot of guys that hang out with each other anymore. All these third rail sort of social spaces. Right? I don't think third rail is what I meant, but whatever. All these third spaces, right? Because you got home and work, you got to have some other fucking third space. Men don't have that anymore. They don't go out to bars. There's no pool hall. Nobody goes to fucking these Elks lodges. They're for old dudes mostly to drink and talk about war stories that happened 40 fucking years ago. I tried that. It's not productive. And men do not congregate the way that they used to because of the proliferation of social media and because of the extension of the fucking work week, because everything is so goddamn expensive. And I could get into a semi-commie rant about that, but I'll spare you all my fucking libertarian sensibilities. But the point is that we're here now. There's a bunch of guys in this room right now that are having a conversation. I think that's the most productive part of this. Lo brings up the fucking subject last week, and now we're on it. And I wanted to do this because I felt like it would be important to have the discussion of like what we can actually fucking control. Because there's really not that much that we have any kind of. You can't really control anything, but insofar as you can actually control anything, we have to pick our battles.
So then let me say this, because it's very important, and an answer to what you're saying is the most important thing and what we actually can do, because you have to look at the micro, is like butterfly effect, is manipulate in a positive masculine way to all men that you come in with, all people, honestly, including women, because there's positive masculine energy you can give to women that they appreciate. For example, like being kind and courteous, perhaps holding the door open. And that's something that every person can do. and then also to seek to progress yourself in some capacity is also very important. And if you focus on those two things, I think you won't have as many issues with relationships in the future. It might not come when you want it to, but God doesn't work on your time.
You know, I will tell you guys, probably regardless of culture, there is, and I think this is true pretty much universally, and I don't care what part of the world you're in. But if you have a woman who manages to supersede her emotions, supersede her cultural programming, and just be genuinely good to just apply herself to every aspect of her purpose, of her teleology that was programmed by God, and she just naturally is inclined towards that, that is a beautiful woman. And that is, I think what has happened is that the culture, and this is for men too, it has not taught them to value things like that. Like and even if they do end up finding something like that is so valuable, they likely won't be able to recognize how valuable it is, and they'll mistreat it and discard it.
Can I ask you a question, Smokey? Something you just made me think about?
Sure.
Do you think it's possible for a human society to be following God's will? Because what you just made me realize is I just think society is basically just like the devil. And I think it's possible perhaps to have like a society of God's will temporarily, but I don't think human beings are good enough to have a long-term society where like evil doesn't encroach on it.
It's actually a really huge question, Ray, honestly.
Well, it's what you were making me think about, because I think that's kind of like the crux of the whole conversation.
You're asking like a core soteriological question about the difference between fatalism, determinism, Molinism, Calvinism.
A lot of things, man.
Yeah, it's a big thing what you just asked, because when you say God's will, that can mean a lot of different things, buddy. So
should I clarify what I mean by that then?
I mean that would help. Sure.
Okay.
I mean,
so to me, that means that humankind is working together to further progress and to eliminate suffering in the world, and following like the 10 Commandments. And
no, that's not true. No, that's absolutely not true. Clearly, that's not true.
No, I'm saying like that's what I was describing, like in my ideal version of society. Like, do you think that's something that could happen?
No. Well, I would. Well,
Or do you think it's happening in the world right now? Do you think there's any government or society where they're actually like a good thing and they don't have the forces of evil working in them?
If there are, I can't think of any, to be honest.
Okay.
With you. I mean,
yep.
I don't want to like derail or anything, but somebody sent me a question on Discord. It's a female that don't want to be named, so I'm going to answer their question. They just asked me what the ideal relationship is for a man. I can't speak for every man, but I can tell you what I value in a relationship. I just want to come home after working my ass off all fucking day, take my boots off wherever the fuck I feel like, and just, if I strew my shit all over the place, it's because I'm so fucking tired. All I want to do is fucking sleep, or just sit down and watch some garbage fucking television and just let the fucking politics float away. Ideally, what I want out of a relationship is to not come home to a fucking problem.
I think it really
to a list of shit that I'm either not doing right, or and at the moment, right? I pretty much don't. I mean, I live with my mother-in-law, so that's like my relationship's toxic trait right now, is that like I come home to a list of things that but that's not my wife. That's a fucking conscious decision that I made, and I'm gonna have to live with that. But the point is that, like, for the most part, I don't come home to a fucking problem. I don't come home to a list of things to do. I don't come home to like fucking complaints about whatever the fuck their fucking day is, right? I get asked how my fucking day is. I come home to fucking cookies and dinner in the fucking oven. That's what I come home to. So Ideally, that's for me. If the rest of the boys want to share what their ideal relationship sounds like with a woman, I'd be open to hearing that because I don't think I've actually asked any of the boys here that question before.
I mean, I think it's just somebody who makes life simple and easy. That's pretty
True
simple.
and real.
You know, like it doesn't have to be anything complicated.
That's actually a pretty good one, Ray. I wouldn't really disagree with that. I would be specific by saying agreeableness, submission, support. And, you know, really honestly, if you want, I would say this just in terms of like just being almost a bit of advice or recommendation to women, maybe if they're even in a relationship with a guy who, you know, isn't really doing much or, you know, isn't really, you know, contributing as much as you want or progressing as much as you want, you know, just be the bigger person, make the first step, try and make that guy feel powerful, try and make him feel like a king and see what he'll do with it. You know, he'll either do nothing with it and be a flaccid cock, or it'll inspire him and he'll become, you know, a much more independent and powerful provider. So, you know, that's something I would say. So I think women, you have a teleology, you have a purpose, you have a reason for which you were put here with your particular gender, with your particular set of functions and propensities, and I think you should look at them and utilize them only for good. I think that is the moral prerogative, and you should overcome your natural inclination to use your feelings as your moral prerogative and not listen to reason or logic, and to follow the whims of culture and follow the validation of other miserable women, because we all know misery loves company, so don't do that. So yeah, women who rise above culture, rise above their emotions, and fulfill their purpose for which they are here. That is the perfect woman. That is the perfect relationship. So
I think
Shep has something.
No, I think I can just put it in one word: valued. A man wants to be valued in what he does and what he says, where he lives, who he associates with, and it's not an egotistical value.
It's like appreciated, right?
Yes, appreciation.
I think that's very true, but I think that it's actually a very dangerous thing to put that on a woman, because then she holds power and control over you, and that's not good.
If you let her.
Yeah, like
speaking of validation and like seeking validation outside yourself.
Here's the thing. This is the difference between a man and a woman. All right. Men think in two ways: either logically
or with their dick.
emotionally.
Oh.
Women think one way, with emotional logic. They cannot separate their emotions from their logic.
Yeah.
That's why they get in trouble. That's why they shouldn't have absolute power, for sure.
Yeah.
Wildheart is here, and I think it would be very funny to hear what his ideal relationship.
Hello, Smokey. Long time. Good to see you.
I've heard that a woman falls in love by what she hears, and a man falls in love by what he sees.
Yeah, men are primarily visual creatures. That's true. All right, let's hear Wildheart's ideal relationship, because this should be interesting.
Oh, cheap and easy?
Sorry, I've not been watching, so you'll have to catch me.
What's your ideal woman, Wildheart?
Well, your ideal relationship with a woman. We're not talking physical. We're just talking about the.
Yeah, just like girlfriend and then marriage, and then
What does she have to do though
But
to
what is
get you to
that?
wife her up? What would a woman have to do?
Yeah,
for
what
you to
is your
wife
what
her
does
up?
it look like? What is your ideal relationship look like? Like you come home from whatever it is you do, and then what?
You come home from the whorehouse and your wife's there ready for you, and what'd she do?
I don't know, just relax together and sleep together. And no, sex. Well, sex obviously. No, like,
Oh
just
God, Wildheart, I want you to know, man, I love you. I really do, and I really hope that good things happen in your life.
Yeah, not likely. I'm gonna be dead in 6 months, basically.
Well, I have faith, bro. I believe.
Yeah.
Wildheart, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but you're like a cockroach. You're not going to be dead
Yeah.
in 6 months, buddy.
I might be dead. Yeah, no, I said that wrong. I might be dead. The doctor said I might be dead in 6 months if I carry on drinking. And I
Just
carried on
walk it off.
drinking and started taking some like powder as well. So
Have you tried anything to help you with that drinking? If you don't mind me asking.
Yeah. I
Have
might
you
be.
tried the naltrexone or the Vivitrol shot?
I'm not sure. It might be
It's
called.
very helpful.
Yeah.
It
There's
really
one-
does work with the it works on your dopamine receptors and it basically blocks
Yeah.
your desire to drink.
Oh yeah, I've had them. Yeah. There's one that makes you like violently ill if you drink.
That's
I've not had that
Antabuse.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Our resident pharmaceutical rep, low, ladies and gentlemen.
I've heard of that. They've offered it me, but
Naltrexone is awesome because it works if you're addicted to anything, including food or gambling. I
Yeah,
take it for weight
no.
loss, and it works great.
Oh, that's good. I didn't know about that. Yeah, I've been on that
We'll
before.
try to hook you up.
I'm not
Now-
hooking you up with
now-
anything. That's not what I said.
Well, your pills are in the mail. Anyway, so Sparkle's here, and Sparkle is a gay man. What is the ideal
Bisexual.
relationship?
Bisexual. So I mean that.
Okay, bisexual. Okay, well, what does your ideal woman look like then? Like, what does that relationship look like?
Well, for me, I do agree with a lot of men on here who who just want to come home after after a hard day's work and just relax and have the woman not necessarily be a servant, but just when you come home, you just, hey honey, I have your dinner for you, or you know what I mean, or just I want to be appreciated. And
That's
I know,
how men feel appreciated, is they come home to not a problem.
Yeah.
That's really
You
how it is.
Oddly enough, a homosexual relationship would actually give you that because femboys know how to treat men.
No, you're really selling me on this, Carl. We gotta think about it, really.
You just got to be
I
willing to
almost
suck
want
a
to
dick
say
or bend
something
over.
about women, but it's like, man.
Are
Go ahead,
you guys?
no, Guru. By all means, say whatever you want.
Are you guys familiar with the?
I don't know. It's gonna sound mushy if I say it.
Just go ahead.
go
No, it's
ahead.
fine, Guru. We haven't heard from you
I
very
like
much
I
all
like
night. Go
how
ahead.
Shep said, appreciated. I want a guy who can come home,
Well-
who'll give me a hug, who like snuggles.
Here's the thing.
But I mean,
Are you guys?
Huh?
Are you guys? Are you guys?
Let Guru have her minute, okay? Come on.
oh, I'm just yapping. You know me. I'll talk to the wall if I want to.
See,
But
why
it's
doesn't
just like
anybody
Shep
wanna
had
date
it
this
perfectly.
woman?
Shep's like, women
are
want
all-
the same thing as men. We want to be appreciated.
Well, yeah, of course.
I was asking if anyone had heard about the 5 love languages. It's kind of. A
I've heard
cycle.
about them.
yeah,
Never really
words of
got
affirmation,
into.
all that stuff.
I never really got into reading about them.
So it's I'm not sure if I can name all 5 of them just off the top of my head, but the idea is that some people recognize certain gestures more significantly than others. So like some people will be inclined to recognize gifts, for instance, like getting them tokens and things like that is basically a sign or an expression of love. And they won't really see things like provisions or taking them out to dinner or services like massages. Like they won't see as much value in that because their love language, they're aligned to want gifts. So the idea of like forging part of a meaningful relationship, and this isn't really the thing with guys. Here's the thing, like with guys generally in my opinion have one love language, and it is exactly what you all kind of described. It is that sense of appreciation, almost like submission, just doing what you want when you need it done and not causing fights and arguments. It's actually pretty fucking simple. Guys love language is really, really straightforward. Women, however, women, it's a little more complex. Some of them may value gifts. Some of them may value, personal attention or notes or signs of affection, acts of service, quality time, words of affirmation. You just, tell them how
I like
awesome
whatever I can get, to
beautiful
be
they are.
honest with you.
Yeah.
Oh, here, I have it right here. Here's the 5. Here, let me tell you the 5. Here's the 5. First one is acts of service. So it's just doing things for people, giving them massages, cooking a meal, stuff like that. Quality time. So carving out time in your schedule to prioritize them and just be around them, whatever it is that they want to do. Sometimes it's shopping, sometimes watching movies. Words of affirmation, telling them they're pretty, they're handsome, they're attractive, they're interesting to you, how hot they are, things like that. Physical touch, I don't need to explain that. And then receiving gifts. So those are, and now I think these generally apply more explicitly to women's appreciation of love language than it does to men's. Again, I think men's is more straightforward. But for guys, it's really important, I think, to kind of have a perspective of that and be able to kind of locate, what is your chick's love language? What does she respond to? What does she appreciate most? And lean into that.
I do agree. I do agree with you. I would also say that, and I'm still working on it. Like the whole love language of being, what was that? You said being told or something, like, confirmation, like being told, hey, you know what, you're pretty cool, you're awesome.
Words of affirmation.
Yeah, thank you. Words of affirmation. Now, again, I do recognize that seeking validation from outside myself, which, isn't always a bad thing, because we're human. We do want that validation. We do want to feel appreciated.
Hey, Sparkle.
Then again, yes.
I use those because the way you just phrased that, I think you'll like this. You want to use those as opportunities to level up your basically your stoicism, right?
Yes.
Because if you can be immune from a positive thing, that means you've truly gotten a handle on your emotions.
Yeah.
Because it's really easy to get swept away when somebody is complimenting you, but you want to still remain unmoved by it if you can.
Yeah, but I also just want it to be genuine, right? Because over the
absolutely.
Because there have been a lot of people who
will manipulate with that as well.
Yeah, who have given me those, and they felt genuine at the time, but then afterwards, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
think you're doing really well,
Scotty. I'd like to hear Scotty's opinion. We've heard from everyone here now, except for Lo and Scotty, but Lo doesn't have a penis. But I don't.
Neither does
as far as I'm aware.
I don't really get into relationships with women. Yeah.
You're saving yourself a lot of headache.
Yeah, I usually tell them to leave before the sun comes up.
I heard something that the divorce rate among lesbian couples is something like 85%.
Not just the divorce,
No, it's
but
really
domestic
bad.
violence. The domestic violence as well.
Oh yeah, because they can smack a bitch. I can't really
I'll
smack
smack
a
a
bitch.
bitch.
I can't really do that.
Right.
Yeah, I
You
can't
would
get a
think-
girlfriend because I'd be knocking heads.
You would think the level of violence would be higher in homosexual relationships, but no, it's actually higher in
my love
lesbian.
language
Oh,
is-
bro, you can't get two pussies
My
together
love
and
language
expect it
is
to be
minimal
smooth.
yapping. I fucking hate yapping. There's
No, you're
nothing
such a
worse.
liar. All you do is fucking talk.
No, I don't want. No, I mean from a woman. I don't want to hear any more fucking
Yeah, that's
yapping.
true. Yep. Will did tell me
Around
that.
my house, you-
Listen, Will told me that he thinks there's one thing a woman should use her mouth for, and it's not yapping.
But it's got to be insipid yapping. You like dialogue. You just don't like yapping.
Not really, not anymore. I don't.
He
need
told
to
me
have
he
a
liked that
conversation.
sloppy toppy, and I didn't really know what it meant.
Come on, Ray.
Puke.
Almost 10 years, and it's just like I just don't want to be yapped at. There's nothing really after a very long time. Almost a decade. There's really not that much to talk about. You kind of know everything, so it's kind of just the run of the mill situation. Like you're right. I do enjoy dialogue for a little while until I know someone so well that I know the next thing that they're gonna fucking do, which is about 5 years, I think. I really after 5, and I've had a couple of.
Hey,
those.
Will. No matter how well you think you know someone, they can always surprise you.
Yeah, she could stick a finger up your ass.
they
That would
don't.
really throw you for a loop.
Okay. Okay. Look, there have been couples that have been married for like 60 years, and then they find out their husband or wife is a
Ray,
student.
Ray, not to get too graphic, but I shit with the door open. Nothing.
Oh,
that's not
what
happening.
the fuck?
Oh yeah.
Well, I shit with the door open because I've got a 3-year-old, and sometimes I got to take a shit, and I got
I
to make
think
sure
you
he's
close
not.
it when I'm there, and I
Does it-
appreciate it. I don't ever
does it
look, I'll be
frazzle?
honest, but
So on the subject of modern dating, now that everyone has said that men's main thing is acts of service, this is my contention with modern dating.
I don't think anyone
Men-
said that. They just want to be appreciated.
yeah, and they want to be appreciated, and they like the acts of service. They appreciate that women like maintain a household, kind of that traditional thing. Here's the issue with that. You can't have that and have the 50-50 thing.
Yeah.
No, well, they got to
you
toughen
just
up. I said
can't.
that first and foremost.
Yeah,
Everything
amen.
they said is kind of second. It's first and foremost, they got to level up and be worth that shit.
Like,
I'm
what
more
is
than
that?
pulling my fucking weight. I'll tell you that.
Well, wait,
That's
hold
the
on.
thing.
What
You
is-
can't have your woman working 64 hours a week and then also think
Oh,
that
yeah.
they're gonna come home and make dinner.
No, right? Yeah, precisely.
But that's exactly my point, is that women need to start holding their girlfriends accountable. You can't have your girlfriend having a deadbeat baby daddy who doesn't work, got 3 kids, and you're not calling them out. It's the same thing with women that it is with men. You need to be calling your friends out on these things because you're not holding other women accountable.
Well, personally, I don't mind providing and also doing the cooking because I actually like cooking. I just want someone to do the fucking dishes, honestly.
Yeah, so, you know what? But it's a give and take thing. Because you can't.
You
and-
just
and I'm
gotta get
okay with a
before you
woman.
even
Well,
get in a
I think-
relationship, you just
I
gotta
think-
lay it all out and say, "Here's what I can live with. Here's what I can't." And how do you like that shit?
I think if you demonstrate, again, not through what the love language that your partner will appreciate and respond to, you will find them wanting to naturally, instinctively reciprocate. This is kind of like where the Bible talks about, men love your wives and wives submit to your husbands. This is like the universal pre-programmed teleological, ontological love language of the two sexes. Submission versus love, adoration,
Yeah.
Self-sacrifice, basically, which is really what love is. If love is anything at all, it's supererogatory acts. It's the acts of self-sacrifice to the benefit of another human being. So that is what a man is called to do, to basically put the woman before himself in terms of his processes, so that when he makes decisions, when he makes basically demands or decisions that the woman is inclined to submit to, that it is considering ultimately her highest benefit as well in terms of those decision making processes, and she submits to that in that trust, and that's where their relationship finds that type of natural loving synergy. So
You're talking about
Okay,
taking
can
the
you
man
say-
taking
Yeah, because-
responsibility for the woman, right?
Okay.
Basically taking responsibility from the father previous, because that's what it sounded like to me. It's not necessarily like a subservience thing. It's more like this is something that you now are watching out for. This is a part of your household. This is a part of your realm.
The man's word needs to be the final say on things, because
Well, it's your
contrary-
household, right?
Well, yes, because the contrary is horrific, indeed. And the idea is that the woman in their submission is receiving in reciprocation the love, the self-sacrifice of the man. Now, I'm not saying that that's a universal truth. Of course, the man can fall flat or not be doing that at all. But nonetheless, it's the woman's prerogative to fulfill her teleological role. And the likelihood is that as she fulfills her teleological role, she will inspire the man to fulfill his, and vice versa.
I agree with that. Yes.
Do you think that support would be an accurate way to describe their role? Because I don't really like the idea of the subservience, but I understand why you're saying it.
The
And what you're saying
woman,
about.
well, there has to be an order, Ray. There has
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay,
I feel like the word subservient has a lot of baggage.
There's
to it.
baggage
That's why-
attached to it.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
well,
why-
that is thank you, because that is, as I mentioned earlier, byproducts of your cultural programming.
But I think there's a lot of, to tell you the truth, I think that there's a lot of empowerment to be found in submitting to a man who's worthy
Thank
of
you.
submission.
I love this woman.
I
Thank
personally,
you.
if
Yes.
you're in a relationship with a truly masculine man who you can confidently submit to,
Absolutely.
it's very empowering.
The
Love is cultivating her army of simps again. It's happening.
No, listen to me. Listen to me. If you're
absolutely
in a
true.
relationship with a genuinely masculine man who you can confidently submit to, who you trust to lead and guide you, you feel more safe as a woman than you will in any other situation.
Absolutely.
Exactly,
You can actually
yes.
relax. and
Nailed
get
it.
into your own femininity.
Finally, a rational woman.
Nailed it.
Sorry.
Absolutely spot fucking on.
Being a single woman or being in a relationship with a feminine man or one of these
Ooh,
beta
no,
males
no,
who
no,
wants
no,
this
no.
50-50 shit
Yeah.
is horrific. You're pushed into your masculine energy. You're constantly on edge. It's the most anxiety-inducing thing for a feminine woman. Like,
Yes.
I gotta tell you, that's just what it is.
Fucking nailed it, Lo.
You know
It
what
is- that's
happened
what
is
life
we let
is.
women work. We let women have jobs.
Yeah,
You
well,
think I
women had
wanna
to
work
work during
64
World War
hours a week?
II.
No.
Oh
The
my
boy
God.
from the ball said,
Yeah,
Let's
Guru,
take it
but
back in the
they
kitchen.
had to.
Jesus.
They had
Yeah.
to. It wasn't something that most women wanted to do. It was just what they had to do for their
You
country.
know,
Put a
Yeah.
helmet on.
And now
No,
we
if I had
have
a
to
boyfriend, he
because
would
you
have filled
need it
out my ballot this year to
eke 'em
tell you
out
how
Yeah, because
cool,
there's
no?
too many women in the workforce. Doesn't it seem odd to anyone that our grandfathers could go to a shitty job, like any of the number of shitty jobs that I'm sure everyone here has had, come home, be able to afford a house, a fucking vehicle, put food on the table, and still have money left over for a nice vacation of, I don't know, fucking Disneyland or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like the family road trip, as it were.
Yeah.
They
Well,
could
slavery
have
had to
fucking
continue
6
on.
kids
Will,
and still have
Will,
money left over
Will,
for
sla-
a fucking pack of
Will,
smokes.
Will, slavery had to continue on, buddy.
Isn't that
Oh,
peculiar?
wait.
Okay.
Oh, shut
And
I
Smokey,
mean,
I would
it did. It's happening. That slavery still exists, man.
Yes, it does. I know.
Yeah.
We did this. We already did this. We did
Not
this
to
last
mention, God did say in the Ten Commandments,
China.
honor thy mother and thy father. Both are in
Oh, I
there.
forgot Wild I was here. I wasn't trying to like open up that can of worms, Wild Heart. So let's not.
yeah, no, I got a little bit nervous, but
Let's-
I think
let's-
we got over it. Yeah.
Please, I don't want it.
Go
I
ahead.
don't-
That's fine.
And Smokey, you were saying earlier that men kind of fall into that rhythm naturally, but that's where I would disagree at this point. In my experience, modern men
Oh yeah, they're
who are
programmed
in
from a
this,
young age.
I think that now at this point they've fallen so much into this idea, they've fallen into this like boss babe mentality where they want their girlfriend to work.
They have. Yeah.
They want to do this 50-50 thing.
Yeah.
But they still do expect though the same things out of women while still expecting to go 50-50 on the bills.
I
while
think-
still expecting
Yeah, that's insane.
I
That's
think
the
you're.
issue.
Yeah,
Programming
I
by
think
fucking Disney
your.
and Star Wars and shit.
Honestly, Lo, I think your age range has it just about the worst and the most confused. Because what are you, 24, 23, 24?
I'm going to be 24 next month actually.
Oh,
They're still 23.
Happy birthday. Well,
Yeah.
early birthday.
early birthday, yeah. So your age group has it really tough because you got it exactly right. There is almost this, and I don't know where this fucking came from, but there's this idea that like
Fatherless men.
women should submit, but then also contribute 50-50 to the household, and it drives me fucking insane. I don't get it. I don't
Most
understand
of
that. Like, it's,
No,
It's not like an
the way I
80-20
understand it,
going on.
Smokey,
it is like they mixed feminism with a traditional ideology just so that they could keep like a mother.
No, they can do all the housework in the
It's so
daytime.
fucking depressing.
Yes, they want a mommy.
They
These
want a
beta males
mommy.
want a mommy.
And the mommy will cook and clean and pay half the bills and
Bail you out of jail.
and yeah, exactly, and do whatever
Pay
they
your parking
want.
tickets.
Yeah,
Hey, that was only the one time, all right.
She can do all the housework during the day and then go outside.
I didn't pay any of the other ones.
This is how teenage boys are no longer really taught to grow up or be men or even what that even is.
But if you tried
it's just they're treated as kids until they're
Well, they're
That's why I was
brainwashed by
fucking
Disney.
the day they
devastated.
turn 18 and then the magical legal wand waves over them and then they're fully accountable as adults without having really been trained in any adult perspectives or responsibilities or
That's why I was
So what you're saying is they're
absolutely
treated like kids until they're adults.
I was absolutely fucking devastated when my father-in-law died because he was like the strongest male role model I've probably ever had in my life. And it's just because my dad just kind of wasn't around. He had his own shit. I don't want to like drag him or anything, but
He's got his own issues.
there's no way to explain the father-in-law situation without at least glancing over that part of it. But the point is that, like, when my father-in-law died, it was like, oh great, so I'm gonna have to figure out, you know, how to be a good father and husband and all this shit by myself. I'm not gonna have any fucking guidance here. Well, cool, same as yours, I suppose. I just right back to fucking square one. It was probably one of the worst days of my fucking life. And the worst part about it is I felt like I had no right to feel any type of way about it, because he wasn't my fucking dad. He was my wife's fucking dad. So like I like constantly perpetually felt guilty in all the circumstances. You know,
I mean,
Carl
you really
knows the
shouldn't.
wedding story.
Yeah,
Like that whole time was like a really fucked up time in my life. And I feel like there's probably a lot of men that never had any kind of semblance of a strong male role model that actually was like.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that.
Being a dad myself now, I so value the importance of spending time with my son, because believe it or not, he's not actually Jello. I can't just leave him in the corner. And
Will, now
I
that you
actually
mention
have
that-
to.
Will, now that
Every
you mention
fucking
that,
second. Every second of well, let me finish here real quick because I'm almost done. Every second of time I spend with my son, he's building character. He's learning male relationship. He's navigating that sort of fraternal space. He will his relationships with other guys, friends of his, acquaintances, role models, they'll all be the framework of all of that has been hung for him and will be within his formative years, the next couple of years, especially up until school age. And at every fucking second of time, there's just so much goddamn pressure to not fuck this up, because like we've all been there. A lot of us have been there where it's all it takes is just one really shitty thing that happens, and then your opinion of your father is ruined, and then fucking it frames the way that you look at other people in that role for the rest of your life. Other
One
things
bad
are
day.
supposed to be. Yeah.
I'm trying to say, no, you will fuck up as a parent. It's just how you will fuck up. You will fuck your kids up. It's just.
Oh yeah, the recovery is definitely important. But you won't always stick the landing. But will you recover? Will you roll? And
You also got to teach your kids too that parents are not perfect. They're gonna screw up. The point
that's
is
very hard
that
to teach a 3-year-old.
I know. I'm just letting you know for the future.
That kid thinks the sun shines out my ass. He thinks I hung the moon.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But you know, yeah. But you just gotta.
Oh, wow, Wildheart, you're on something tonight. Are you okay?
Coca-Cola and vodka and.
Okay.
Yeah, didn't you see him before?
Oh, right.
I was watching him.
Yeah, Will's
I was
watching.
going to. I was watching you. What?
Yeah, sorry, carry on. Will, sorry.
Will.
No, we're good. I think that's pretty much all I had to say. Is that I think the reason I feel so strongly about this is because I am a dad, because I didn't have a very present male role model, and I kind of just had to figure shit out as I go along. And I'm worried about what my son's going to be walking into in his teenage years, like maybe not even teenage, but like somewhere between 11 and 14, shit's going to get very real for him. And I'm worried about what that looks like. I have no control about what his social life is going to. I don't even know if there's going to be fucking jobs. Have you guys seen AI? It's ridiculous. Automation
bring
of everything.
back, like,
I don't know
home
what
economics.
Oh yeah, speaking of AI, I ran across an article that said that sorry.
Can you hold on to that? I've been waiting patiently for.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, Ray, go ahead.
All right, so I want to ask you something, and I'm going to tie it back into this. All right, because I think this is important for all the people that have had a lack of a father or masculine figure in their lives. This is a very important lesson. So we talked about training before, me and you. I don't think it was on the podcast. And I said that I was going to, I can fast track your training because of the way that I train, right? And you said, oh yeah, but you did it the hard way. Do you remember that?
I don't think I said, "Oh yeah," but you did it the hard way. But I did say I was remarking on the fact that you had to figure it out the hard way the first time,
Right.
and
And
then it'll be, yeah.
there is something that you learn from doing it the hard way. There is an advantage that you gain from doing that. Something that unfortunately you will never be able to copy unless you have to go through something like that, right?
I 120% agree with you.
Okay. So there's an advantage to having a lack of a father. Because you have to do it the hard way. You have to build yourself up.
Picks that up, though.
You have to build yourself up on your own, which is exactly what you need to be doing regardless of your situation anyway. You need to focus on your own self-reliance, your own self-control. Those are the most important things. That's what any true like masculine figure will teach you, is about self-control, self-reliance. Being able to stand up on your own 2 feet and weather the storm regardless of what shit gets fucking blown in your face. That's probably the most important thing.
Somebody has to instill those values.
Yeah, I agree. That is not something that occurs naturally, right? It just isn't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it just isn't.
I tell you what, my dad did one of the few things I did get from my dad, whether he actually lived that way or not, is something that always stuck with me. Is like I learned how to ride a bike really late because my mom was super controlling and my parents were divorced. So I learned how to ride a bike really late. And when he taught me how to ride a bike, it's like I was trying to find shortcuts around doing it the right way. And he said to me, well, you can do things the easy way and skate by the rest of your life, or you can do things the hard way and develop skills and shit like that. And so like that's one of the few things that he did say to me that was something that I remember even to this day. But he had to actually say it to me for me to actually think about it. Somebody respect has to say that shit to you.
All right. So this is what I want to say.
Whoever.
Right. This is what I want to say in response to that. And I hope I'll be able to finish without being interrupted. You're right. If this was back in like 1920. But unfortunately, we are in 2025 with this thing called the internet. So there's basically an infinite number of role models and mentors online. All that it really takes is having the initiative to want to grow and better yourself. And then you type into Google, how do I get better? And then you can literally find something in less than 10 minutes.
Can I just respond to that?
No, you can't. Hold on.
Before you finish, sorry.
The most important thing I would add on to being able to weather the storm, the most important thing is resourcefulness. Resourcefulness is the ultimate resource. What can you do with just your 2 hands? Can you still stand up and weather the storm with just your 2 hands, or do you need this, that, or the other thing?
No.
That is a very important thing. What can you do with a pile of shit? Can you polish a turd? Can you make something out of it when you need to? All the cards are on the fucking table and you're fucking up at bat. You got to fucking do something with just a pile of shit. Can you do it?
Yeah, you can polish a turd with 2 hands.
Exactly. Polish a turd.
Yeah. Oh, I agree with most of what you're saying. It's just that like it's the Jello thing all over again. I feel like.
Well, there's just some situations where your parents are shitty. There's just some situations where
I'm not saying I can't do it and I can't pull myself up by my bootstraps. Right. I obviously have to a certain degree.
Right.
Otherwise he'd be dead probably. But like what I'm saying is that like I think it's probably better to have a father in the home, like
Absolutely.
a strong role model,
Absolutely.
than to not. That's
Absolutely.
literally all I'm saying. I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying there's no way. What I'm saying is I think the optimal solution to the problem is dads in the home. Strong being actually good male role models.
Yeah, but we can't snap our fingers and have that. So what I'm talking about now is how to get us
No,
there.
we can't.
And the fathers that are in the home, like you, that are doing a good job, they almost don't really matter to the conversation other than to sharpen the steel. Steel sharpens steel, right? And so like even in your job, literally if you did what I was talking about, which is like working on your resourcefulness, leveling up yourself, being stable in all these conditions, you will, even without consciously doing it, you will teach that to your child by example. So you don't even have to consciously be like, oh, son, this is what you're supposed to do. No, you just stand in front of the shitstorm and block him. And he'll see, oh, that's what dad did. That's what I'm going to do.
Can I say something? Can I say something potentially controversial?
Oh, not you smoking.
It's never stopped you before.
Ray,
Uh-huh.
I think potentially the greatest ideological father figure in your entire life wasn't actually your dad.
God.
Yeah, you're right.
But was Akira Toriyama.
Why do you say that?
We were kind of talking about this. We were
Because-
talking about this when we were lit in this fucking office, actually.
Yeah, because your ideologies, the things that I've seen you represent and promote, and even admittedly so, you will even admit that you get a lot of these ideologies and perspectives from your ingratiation and appreciation of Dragon Ball Z, of course, written by Akira Toriyama. Rest in peace.
I was going to ask who it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that in terms of what you have ideologically incorporated into your personhood, as in who you are, how you live your day-to-day life, push yourself to certain standards and to certain pursuits, it seems that these ideologies, I don't think, really came from your dad, who you admit was relatively, I would say, ideologically absent in terms of your upbringing, present but not present at the same time, at least with any substantive depth. And so you latched on to Akira Toriyama's morality tale of what it is to be ideologically superior by pursuing the highest and best good of your personal fitness and perspective of the world and the higher mind and the, basically, the very ideologies that you've been chasing your entire life in the Tao. So I think that really what happened with you is you were raised by a Japanese cartoonist all the way in fucking the 1980s.
That's actually quite fun.
Well, I'm gonna have to disagree on that. I will say that I did like certain things from various different media or art in life. I have found a lot of things that I have applied in my own life that I think are effective or true. My father, he is a fucking master when it comes to like carpentry or like fixing shit, working machinery, like you name it, he knows how to do it. And so like, I remember one time specifically, my grandmother had some kind of issue with her fucking plumbing. It wasn't working right. So we go to her fucking basement and you can't stand up all the way. Otherwise you bash your fucking head on pipes. So you're like hobbled over and I'm holding the fucking flashlight for what feels like 6 hours. And it was supposed to be on the way there. My dad told me, oh, this will be a quick and easy job. So we get there and I'm standing there hunched over holding this fucking flashlight for 6 hours only to find out that we can't fix it today. We have to go get it apart and then come back tomorrow. And needless to say, the biggest takeaway I got from that in life was things are probably not always going to go my way. And I have to figure out a way to solve the problem even when the cards are stacked against me and not give up, be a stubborn fucking mule and figure out what the trick to the solution is.
You've done well.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
And so that is something that is kind of similar in regards when I said polishing the turd. More so I got that from my dad, the stubbornness, the never giving up, the always doing your best, working hard, but being smart about it as well.
Well, I don't think that actually disproves my point at all. In fact, I think it strengthens it. In fact, I think it shows that there was a synergy between the ideologies presented in Dragon Ball Z and what you did glean from your dad. So I don't think in fact, I think it reinforces.
Smokey, I have to agree with you actually, because Will was almost raised the same way I was. Y'all know I was fatherless. So it was me myself. I took an inkling to attaching myself to a male figure that represented what a father is. And in my case, it would have been Bruce Lee. And then later my grandfather. That it accumulates as you grow as well. Eventually it came to your father-in-law for Will. So I have to agree with Smokey, yeah, for sure.
I just like hearing you talk. I just want to hear you and Scotty on a talk show together.
Yeah,
talking
right.
about nature.
Right.
That would be beautiful. You and Scotty talking about nature.
I don't agree with Smokey. Didn't you say that Ray's dad was a 1980s Japanese cartoonist. He wasn't.
No, bro, no. Don't worry about it. You
my
just sit
God.
there and look happy and enjoy your life. Don't
I'm
worry
just
about
sitting
it,
here
buddy.
busy.
Yep.
Wow.
Mission accomplished.
No, and then you got me. My dad, he worked his butt off. He built our house from the ground up. He built.
Your father was a fantastic man by all accounts, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, but the problem is, he was that generation of man that he's like, I'll do everything, and never taught me how to do anything mechanical. Never taught me how to use a tool. Never taught me how to do anything with my car.
You're a woman.
And-
You don't know how to do any of that.
No,
would you-
I
why would
wanted
you
to
wanna-
learn, but he wouldn't let me.
No, but you shouldn't. You should. I say this with all the love in the world. There's no reason for you to know how to do any of that.
Well, ain't nobody else gonna be doing it for me.
Yes, you absolutely could have someone do it for you. I'm telling you.
Not the way
Smokey
my house
just
is falling
talked about this.
Well,
I've
now
just talked
earlier,
about this. Someone will do it for
the
you.
way I understand it is that the man provides, and the house is divided.
Let me tell you a story. I popped my tire my first time learning to drive with my friend. Do you know who I called? My ex-boyfriend's stepdad. And you know who came and put a new tire on my car?
God.
My ex-boyfriend's stepdad.
I totally would have done that too, by the way.
Literally any man that
Well,
I
your
call crying
ex-boyfriend's
will come and fix
That's,
my problem. And I know that.
That wouldn't that wouldn't be
manipulation.
my stepfather, would it?
It sure
That wouldn't
would.
be- Yeah, Ray, that's Vern. I think you've met once before.
Oh.
But also Vern is my buddy. So
Right. Yeah.
he would have done it anyway. But literally I could have called any of my ex-boyfriend's stepdads and they would have come and done it.
Yeah, but
I'm
you've
just
got-
telling you,
Your
any
ex-boyfriend
man,
stepdads, I rest my case.
any
Stepdad
I
man,
is the operative
family
word.
members who don't give a crud about me, except for
Here's
I
another
take care of
thing.
my mom.
Here's another thing. I have no idea how to put air in my tires. You know what I do? Go to Stewart's and look confused. And someone does it for me.
Wait, no, wait. You don't know how to put air in a fucking tire? You've
No.
never owned
I
a
don't want to.
bicycle before?
Seriously.
I think I got to give Smokey a point here. That's some evil fucking manipulation.
I don't want to.
Lazy fucking bitch.
It's cold. I don't want to.
Now, see, I want to learn. Oh my god, you guys are not getting it.
I don't want to pump my gas either. I
Hey,
don't.
I get it. I just want to sit. Listen. At the end of the day, listen.
What the fuck?
At the end of the
What the
day,
hell
I
is even that?
listen. at
Okay,
the
I
end of
do
the-
know how. I'm lying. I
Listen,
do know
you
how.
lazy fucking bitch.
Hey, take it easy over there.
but-
Take it easy.
Okay.
Well, that's what you said. You said, listen.
You need to understand, like low. Okay, so here's the thing.
I might break a nail.
Well, whatever. No, seriously, listen to this.
Her
Low-
pussy hurts. Leave her alone.
Low is like 5 foot tall, 100 pounds, dripping wet. Like her stature gives her extra like superpower. Because like you could have like a fat, disgusting fucking whale on the side of the road, and no
Oh,
one's
the
fucking
slugs.
stopping for that shit.
No one cares.
On the
Right,
side of
no
the
one
road.
cares.
Whale.
But you
Oh,
have,
Wild
like-
Art's all
like-
for it. He'll hop
like
on
when
and
you
hop
have
off.
Remember that
someone-
fucking TikTok where it was
hold
like,
on.
wait, hold
This
on,
is-
Carl. Listen, do you remember
God
that
damn it,
TikTok?
dude.
Do you remember that TikTok where the dude pulls up to the woman and he's trying to let her know that she's got a flat tire, and she goes, "I have a boyfriend." He's like, "Okay, well, you've got a flat tire." And she's like, "Can you help me fix it?" He's like, "Why don't you have your fucking boyfriend fix it for you?"
I love it.
Yeah, but we're not. Some of us aren't blessed enough to have good looks or blessed enough to have
Well,
a boyfriend.
I'm
I'm
nice,
by
yeah.
No,
myself.
hold on,
I
hold on.
have
Wait a
nobody
minute.
else.
Gotta work
you're
with
not
what
letting
you
me
got,
finish.
that's all.
You're not letting me finish.
Let
You're-
Smokey
you're-
finish.
Okay,
this is
let
the
Carl finish. You're edging. You can't. Go ahead,
gonna
finish.
come.
You're not the point I'm making is that like Lo has a certain like sensibility that would allow her to basically, as she just said, exactly get any of these guys, dads or stepdads to come and change her tire, no fucking problem. And it is because of that sense of empathy and sympathy that is naturally pre-programmed into the males. And because Lo is like of a certain stature and size, her consideration and empathy is actually supercharged. So she could probably get almost anything she wants at times that she needs it. And it behooves her to not be a malicious, vile, disgusting fucking bitch and use it for evil, selfish means. but to just use it for the sake of reasonable benefit. So
I'm not banging boys in the butt.
Thanks. And Guru, your sensibilities are based upon kind of your mom-like nurturing attributes, of which you forged strong connections with people such as even Quentin. So you could count on the fact if you really needed something, Quentin would want to help you. And it's just a different type of dynamic. So Lo
first.
Lo has her particular, I guess you would say, characteristics that lean towards the pre-programmed sympathy and empathy of man around her that allows her to get the help she needs. And she could use it for evil. Absolutely. I don't think she does, but she could, and same with you. You have your own different type of sensibilities that you could leverage for good or evil. And it behooves women to not use it for fucking evil. That's all I'm saying. Use it for good, use it for genuine help and consideration and forging relationships and connections. Use it for those things, not because, you're hungry or horny, those type of things.
Smokey, I think we honestly probably agree on just about
They bring
everything,
home
bro.
economic school, teach kids life skills.
Yep, I agree.
It's like,
I feel like by the time a kid graduates high school,
I mean,
they
you got
should
to
be.
the point where, yeah.
I think that they should be, by the time they graduate high school, they should be a fully functioning person that can contribute something in some capacity.
You know how ridiculously jaded it's become, even the concept of an actual, genuinely beneficial romantic love with another human being, what that even fucking looks like.
Do you know how horrible going on a date with a man is?
What does it do?
Walt Disney has hard fucks.
That's a good
Yeah.
idea, Lo. Let's talk about your sex life specifically. Let's do that. How's your
My
dating? Your wife?
Smokey,
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
Never heard of
Smokey.
it.
what's the definition of romance?
Dating men is horrible.
Well, see, Ray, I think
It's like idealism, right?
Well,
dreaming
no,
for an
hold on.
ideal world or an ideal date or an ideal
No,
relationship.
no.
I would just like a good date.
It's not even
I
that.
would just like a good talk, to be honest.
No,
Have you tried Whitehall? There's a lot of Klansmen out there with a decent truck. I mean, it's not much, but
I'll just wait till everyone's done spurging, and then I'll
he's gonna cry.
Oh.
Tell us about the tragedy of Darth Smokey the Wise. You want me to play the clip?
fine. I'll wait. It's fine. Yeah, do whatever.
Go
you
ahead.
want.
Go ahead, Carl.
Little pouty little baby. I'll put you in the piss, baby.
Go ahead. It's your show, buddy. Yeah, go for it.
Are you being passive aggressive?
Will you
or
let him speak?
I'll allow it.
The Jew has spoken.
Okay, where was I? Someone bring me back to center,
Here,
please.
The
Where
four
was I?
corners of the house of troubles. That's what this shit is.
Oh,
I've
boy.
separated the children. All right, go ahead, Carl.
Okay, so you're gonna have to bring me back to center. Where were we? I'm sorry.
Bring back to center.
Anyone?
Talk about how dating is terrible.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the topic of the entire evening.
Yeah.
Okay, well, all right.
Fuck
See, this
bitches
is
get money.
Will is really good at derailing me. Is really
Clap for that, you stupid bastard.
he always was. Even when he first started doing the shows, I'd set up a show for a specific topic, and then he'd just go in there specifically to derail me, and he's really good at it.
You used to love it though. Remember the stool?
Yeah. It was
What even was he actually talking about? There was a stool and there were legs. What the fuck was that?
It was the three legs of the stool of morality. Yeah.
Yeah, and who was it that was talking about that?
I forget his name. He was irrelevant. He was a disaster as a debater.
Yeah, I
It
told
was-
him to take. I told him what the problem is. What he needs to do is invert the stool and take two of the legs off and shove the third one up his ass. And that's the day that
Actually, you were more colorful than that. It was more like you should turn it upside down, knock two of the legs off, and go fuck yourself.
Oh yeah,
Oh, the old pogo stick.
yeah, and go fuck yourself with it.
Wildheart, I really worry about you, man. Every time there's any kind of like sexual connotation, you're acting it out, bro. But I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
know how to feel about
very homosexual and very horny.
Yeah. What was the question about my non-existent sex life?
Oh yeah, springboarding off a
Oh
wild.
no, I was just because you were going on like you wanted to have a what is it? You're the only one in the age demographic that we were talking about that's in the dating market. So I feel like you're like ground zero for what we're talking about. What's the temperature down there?
Horrible.
Horrible. Like what's going on? Like what do they got?
You have
Fucked
to
up
meet
dicks
them on
or something?
Fortnite.
Like what's happening?
Is there Fortnite meetups?
There's all these dating apps. They're all terrible.
Did you ever
That's
play
all right.
Fortnite? Is that your generation? Are you the Fortnite generation?
No, I'm like a generation above that. I'm not Gen Alpha. I'm
Okay.
Gen Z.
Okay.
So I'm close, but I'm not quite
Yeah,
there.
she's a little
Men will literally put on their dating profiles that they're unemployed. Also, a lot of guys who are self-employed, which just means unemployed.
Yeah.
If they don't say
Yeah,
what
Carl.
they do, that means
Yeah.
unemployed.
Yeah, Carl, you unemployed faggot.
No.
Yeah, I'm unemployed. Yeah, sure.
If a guy is self-employed, he says what he does. He says self-employed doing this. But if you just say self-employed, that means you don't work.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Wild Heart.
What does Wild Heart do?
Well,
What do you
see,
do?
and I actually find that troublesome because I have at times, I believe on apps put, self-employed or entrepreneur or something. Like I didn't necessarily want to advertise exactly what business I was in,
That's fair.
until like I kind of knew, who I was talking to or
Yeah, because they go on your
Fair.
fucking Yelp review and say this guy
Yeah,
sucked baby dicks or whatever.
right. It's just
I have
you
been
know.
guilty. I've been guilty of looking at a guy's LinkedIn to see if he actually has a
yeah,
job.
it's just not good.
I've been probably usually looking at guys' LinkedIn as well.
See, this is why I don't have a LinkedIn profile because I've been summoned before the jury of my peers
So,
more than once.
Will.
In fact, I'm dealing with that horse shit right now. But
Well,
whatever.
I've actually been to prison 6 times.
No, but a lot of the
fucking baby raper! Yeah!
a
Hey,
lot
Ray
of the
was
time,
talking.
No, not for that.
Yeah. So Will, what do you think it's going to be like when all of us are connected to the internet, like through Neuralink or something, and then like all of the thoughts about porn and everything, everybody can see that. What do you think that's going to be like?
I'll be completely honest with you.
All your
Me
chunky
personally,
Pikachu, everyone's going to know it when you're looking at chunky
I'm gonna
Pikachu.
be, all memes aside, yeah, that's what I'll be checking off to virtually. I'll enjoy it. No, but I honestly haven't had a solid sexual thought or urge probably, and I don't even know how fucking long. I think it's just because I'm so fucking busy all the fucking time.
Dude, you think about this. You're going to have the capacity to have 1,000 brains running at the same time. You'll have the time to look at all the fucking Pikachu tits you want.
I don't know.
So,
I don't know. I don't have. I don't-
Okay. Here's why you don't put entrepreneur on your dating profile. Because people are going to think you're a fucking SoundCloud rapper.
Oh God.
Because that's the first
Hey,
thing I
I've
think
heard
is your
some of
email.
his pitches for the new social media fucking strategy, and it's about SoundCloud rapper fucking tier.
And-
I've talked him out of it, I think.
So because you're in California, if I was in California, how old are you?
Oh God, very old.
What?
Is he over 40?
Was it me?
Oh yeah.
Are you? You're over 40.
yeah,
okay,
yes,
so
I'm over 40,
you're in the you're in the range. Like you're probably in the range that I would be looking at. If I see that you're an entrepreneur, I'm thinking you're either a SoundCloud rapper, you're one of these OnlyFans pimps,
That's horrible.
or you're a
Drug dealer.
landscaper.
Drug
And by a
dealer. What about
landscaper,
drug dealer?
Does the landscaper mean
Yeah,
he
that's
uses
what I'm
illegal
saying.
labor? He probably uses the
And
illegal
see,
for the
you know,
yeah,
land.
you're
that's
hiring
unfortunate.
illegals.
'Cause, I think, that's truly unfortunate because I think there was a time that you would almost like if you were self-employed or had a business that you would almost want to advertise that in your profile.
It was respectable.
No, and
well, it's like where you felt comfortable enough that you weren't dealing with potential fucking psychopaths out there, and you wanted to show off your talents. Like, because I mean, let's face it, if you're an entrepreneur, if you built something for yourself, it's probably something to be proud of. If you're making money with it, you're supporting a household. If you're doing well enough with it, you should be proud, show it off. But, there's also a lot of fucking psychos out there.
oh,
And
absolutely.
I just want to
know,
say, at
tell me
least
about
with Smokey, you don't have to deal with a potential psychopath. You have to deal with an actual,
Yeah, an actual psycho.
real,
well,
Hey, Lo.
real guesswork involved in that one. You just look
Well,
at
it's
them and
just-
you go,
well,
"Oh,
it's just-
I'm afraid for my life."
You can't be really, like what you say when like I would always say entrepreneur, even whatever I was doing, because every business I've ever done was always a business for myself. I always worked for myself. I just always did. It's just how I've always done things, So I mean, to me, it just didn't matter. To me, it was just an entrepreneur. I'm a self-employed guy. I mean, it's just, and I didn't want
Into wax play would be on your Tinder.
Well, I just didn't want to necessarily.
Oh, she's still also in it.
Do I need to lay out my life business plan for the person on the other side of the table that I'm going to a date with? Why would they give a fuck? All they give a shit about is
Modern dating is
all they give a shit about is if I have
fundamentally
enough money to drive a
transactional.
decent vehicle and afford dinner. That's all they give a fuck about. They don't really care about the ins and outs of anything.
they're
the
just
fuck I
nosy,
do. What a
man.
boring
That's
ass
just women.
goddamn conversation that would be.
That's what I was just trying to tell you
Women are
is that
nosy.
modern dating is fundamentally transactional, and I think that's kind of like anti-romance, right?
Well,
It-
love is give and give.
unfortunately,
and-
it is, but depending on your relationship goals, it kind of has to be. Unfortunately,
Thank you. Thank
if you're
you.
looking, if you're like me and you're dating for marriage and to have children and looking to be
You have to
supported
be
and to be
pragmatic.
led by a man, I don't want to date a guy who wants to be a cashier for the rest of his life, who
Thank you.
can't support me. I'm
Thank
sorry.
You
I'm
have
gonna
to be
sound like a
at
bitch,
some
but
level, and this is what I like about Lo is she, you know what? That's a pragmatic fucking decision. That's not based around emotion or like, oh, I need to fall in love and he needs to be this tall and with this, figure and her needs are basic and simple and reasonable and justified. Like that is like
As factual and reasonable as that is, it is still very sad.
what are you talking about?
He's talking about the
That's it.
standard,
There's
I
nothing.
think. It's the standard, right? The
kinda like
standard is
fucking-
low as fuck, and that's really, I mean, that's kind of the issue with like
Well,
everything
but that's
we
what I'm
talk
saying. Like, I mean, that's the idea is that is a perfectly reasonable standard to have. It's a desirable standard to have.
It
Like-
was like a common
it's
thing
not
back like 50
fuzzy.
years ago, and I think that's what Will is stressing. It's like it's sad that now we don't have that because
Well,
50
it is
years
sad.
ago
It's sad.
or
It's
whatever.
not valued. It's sad. It's not.
Yeah.
valued. That is sad. That is truly sad.
I think that's actually something that's really I don't really want to gloss over is the standards. I think
Lo,
that
you legit are the type of girl that deserves to have someone fully provide for them. Like you are that person. Like you actually do deserve that. You
Here's
shouldn't
the
settle for anything
situation.
less than that.
Very good.
thank you,
The-
Carl. I
here's
love
the-
to hear it.
Is that
My ego.
the situation is that most men don't get to the point where they're at that level where they're no longer a fucking cashier or whatever until they're like in their 40s now. Didn't happen to me, thank God. But most men, it's like they hit their 40s and then they're panicking because like your seed's not gonna go off.
No, but it's a
I
choice.
tell you what, you're gonna get fucking old and you're not gonna be able to keep up with your kids. And at that point, you might as well have a fucking nanny raising them. And then what's the point?
Exactly.
But
You know,
but I hate
what are
to,
you gonna do? Knock up some 19-year-old and hope it fucking works out? You know.
unfortunately,
that's
it
a
is a
strategy.
choice, though.
that is a strategy, Will.
Do you know one?
I mean, yeah, sure. Genghis Khan, that shit. Have a big Playboy harem where it's like, oh, I got all this money and everything's transactional, and that'll make me feel fulfilled. That'll fill the empty void in my chest, right?
Will, I do have a sizable inheritance and it does need to go somewhere. So, wives and,
Yeah.
and
Spread your
kids.
seed far and wide, bro. Isn't that what he told us?
Ash Ketchum?
Somebody.
Oh no, that was
Somebody told me to spread my seed far and wide, and I've been going by that standard ever since. I don't know who it was.
on the curtains and the fucking wall.
Yeah.
I think he means Johnny Appleseed.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's the guy. What? No, I'm pretty sure that was Tim Pool.
Oh yeah.
Was it Tim Pool? Okay.
Yeah, he
I'm
told me at
pretty
the
sure it was
fucking
Tim
after party for the wedding. He kept trying to suck
and
me
Eliza
off.
Blue was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm actually kind of surprised we had a full panel tonight. This is impressive. It's really interesting.
We've
Well,
had
you
a
were
good
bitching
chat
at me
too.
like
Big shout out
this
to people in the
motherfucker
chat.
was. He wanted
And I
to
can say I want to
Oh, Wild Hearts here.
get women in on short notice, and I feel like this was a more productive conversation without them. So point me. Which is,
Hey, that's how I felt when I turned up to your house Saturday or whenever it was.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
spent a
wait.
lot of energy, man. I was fucking exhausted when I got there.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't die getting home. The fucking roads were ass.
Do you
I
know
don't
how
know.
fucking exhausted and baked I was at that point?
Yeah, I thought for sure you were just gonna call it a day and crash on a couch or something.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that.
I do
I hear you. I get it.
I do occasionally send William pictures of the beautiful desert weather when it's particularly
Yeah,
shitty.
and fuck you for that, by the
Yeah,
way.
you got to
That's
learn what the
fucking way up
snow's
your
like, bro.
ass.
You
I'm
you
so
feel like
close to moving back.
it's like you don't even know what's going on because you don't know what the snow is like, bro. Like you don't even understand what I went through to get there. You have no idea. To you, it's no big deal. Oh, you just drove over to your house. What's the big deal?
Well, Carl's making a giant sex cult or something, so I mean,
That's
there's
good,
that.
man.
Giant
I'm
sex
happy
what?
for you. I'm
Giant
happy
sex
for
what?
you. Just you better treat him good. Don't hurt him.
I don't. Wait, what's happening?
You're
Oh,
making.
just
You're
you're
fucking sticking it in a
you're just
hole.
gonna-
Bunch of holes. Whack-a-mole.
Yeah, just so many holes.
I think I'm not going to get into this right now.
The whole
Let's-
brigade?
Let's just move on.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you uncomfortable by this?
I don't want to
insinuation?
have this conversation right now here at this time in this
Oh,
place,
really? Right?
in front
Because
of
we
this
didn't.
group of
You didn't.
people.
Is this like the time that you made me uncomfortable when you brought up the thing? Oh, it's a little bit like that. Oh, okay. Do you get it now? Do you understand how fucked that was? Yeah. Are we good?
Touche, William. Touche.
Yeah,
Also,
fair
someone
enough.
said, "What's wrong with being a cashier?" Absolutely nothing. I just don't want to date you, and I don't have to.
There you
I
go.
would, here's the thing. Let's be real here. You were not ever supposed to like stay in jobs like that. Like that was not how it was supposed to work in America. Like you get like a cashier job or I don't know, a caddy job or like a fucking manager job at McDonald's or whatever the fuck it is. That was like just the thing you were going to do until you found that thing you were going to dedicate yourself to, either starting a business or learning a trade or going to a particular college. Like this was just your entry, like get some money to save up and get a car or pay for some tuition or shit like that. That's all it was ever supposed to be. But now people have turned this shit into careers.
Yeah, like not to toot my own horn. I was a cashier for all of 3 months at my job before I became a pharmacy technician, and then I immediately got out of that job. And now I still do that part-time because it's fun. I enjoy it.
Sure.
But you should have a promotional track.
Absolutely.
Because even if you're going to start as a cashier, you want to work your way into management. If you want to manage a speedway and make $100,000 a year, cool. I mean,
Maybe
that's fine.
Maybe I'm retarded, but I didn't figure out what I wanted to do with the rest of my life until I was in like my late 20s.
Oh no, I love what I do. I'm in my career right now.
I did a lot of things before, fucking splitting firewood, working at fucking Walmart, washing dishes at a fucking Denny's, fucking yeah, we're gonna bring up Walmart again, Carl. Your favorite topic. Hey Ray, you want to talk about Walmart?
I do think women.
Oh, where'd Ray go? Oh, Ray was the one who No, Ray's here. He's in the corner. What the fuck are we talking about?
I actually do.
Oh no, somebody left. I don't fucking know.
What were you saying, Carl?
At some
Anyway,
point,
Walmart.
at some point, he's just doing it on purpose, because he knows it pushes.
Yeah. And the next.
I
you know what
had
the
no
next one's
fucking.
gonna be?
I had no track to fucking advancement when I was at Walmart. They fucking shafted me, and then I had to fucking like push the carts and do all the bitch work, and then
How did
finally
you
I was able to.
Did you quit or get fired? What was the deal?
I transferred out of fucking cashier bitch work, and I went to the connection center.
Yeah, I remember that.
I think.
And then Brandon came in to shop for groceries or something. I saw him and talked to him because he was basically doing the same thing, but for a different company.
And
then,
actually getting paid. Yeah.
I think the only jobs women should ever have are things that they expressly really enjoy.
I think they should just fill the holes.
Fill the gaps rather.
not
Wow,
holes.
really giggity. Okay.
No, the men fill the holes, the women fill the gaps.
I mean, I think women should be entitled the luxury of choosing to be in whatever profession they have and already have the support of a man so that they can just do it at their leisure.
What about preacher?
No, hold on.
Oh, a preacher? That's a good one. Well, what about an exorcist?
Well,
Oh, that's The Exorcist? Oh, she's fucked.
Yeah.
I think the most important thing is that the ship is maintained and afloat and in the best condition possible, and all the sailors are operating the ship. And then anytime, like any extra resources after that, who gives a shit where those go?
Oh no, I can't. I love my job. I'm obsessed with my job. It's my favorite thing in the world. I cannot wait to quit. I literally cannot wait to go on maternity leave and quit. I have told them from the day that I got there, I'm like, the second I get pregnant, you will never see me again.
Well, it sounds like that's not your purpose then.
Oh no, it's absolutely. I was never meant to work, ever. No, I was put on this earth to have babies.
See, that's good. You know what? That's fucking.
Oh god,
that's actually amazing.
Yeah, you were created to make sandwiches, men in room.
Yep,
Sandwiches.
I was put on this earth to
you,
get married and have babies.
You take it easy. Wildheart's getting fucking awfully saucy over there.
I'm just telling the woman in the room to go and make us some sandwiches.
Not you though, bro. You don't get to do that.
I'm so dead serious. Literally from like the age of like 3 to when I could articulate myself, I used to get asked, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And I said, "A mommy."
Outstanding.
Period.
Outstanding.
I never want a career. I love my career. It's awesome, but bye.
That is actually a great thing though. And honestly, I will tell you, do not settle for anything less than exactly that. Seriously. Like,
oh, I won't.
Yeah, definitely get the guy who is going to fill in all the gaps and let you have exactly that life for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if I could keep doing this part-time someday when I'm like retired, it'd be awesome. But
well, see, that was my point. But see, that was my point is that, it should be the type of thing where you do it if you want. Like, in fact, actually, there was a great clip. I think it was Christopher Hitchens, actually, who was talking about this with a reporter about his wife, who basically could work if she wants to, but doesn't have to. And that was so radically foreign to the reporter, is interviewing him, but it was just so common sense. Like, well, if she wants to work, if she wants to go and do something to occupy her time or have a hobby, great. Do it. I support it.
Because it's like this dichotomy that either you're banning your wife from working or you're allowing, like, there's no allowing your wife the privilege of not working. Right. It's either you're keeping her prisoner in your house
or
you're forcing her to work.
Well, that's kind of the point. Like the point is that you want that you basically as a sign of love. And this is the idea of what love even is in terms of the representation of how a man is supposed to love, is it is a sense of self-sacrifice. It is a sense of sacrifice to the greater good. And that requires someone to be, of a certain type of character. And that means that you sacrifice of yourself to do what you can to make that other person happy, content, fulfilled, provided for. This should be natural. This should be something that just comes naturally, but it isn't anymore because culture has programmed other things. So it's hard to locate that. And it is sad because you are kind of to the point where younger women are having to look at older guys because their peers are fucking garbage.
Because men our age literally would rather their kids be in daycare and their wife go 50-50.
Right.
Very literally.
Right.
It's disgusting.
I want no female that I'm with to be fucking working, and I work as many hours as I do.
I prefer
to fucking minimize the amount of time, because unfortunately everything is so fucking expensive, and you don't want to just provide the bare minimum as a man. You want to provide like the whole fucking like. If we want to go do something, I just have money. We just go fucking do it. Nobody thinks about it.
Necessity is very different.
Yeah.
Necessity.
And the situation is my ideal lifestyle. I'll tell you what it is. It's fucking backbreaking labor on a fucking farm with livestock and a fucking wood fireplace.
Well, I hate to be the one to leave the party early.
I worked on a fucking dairy farm. I loved that shit. but it didn't pay worth a good goddamn. That's why I didn't keep fucking doing it. That's what
Shep
I
is
was in
turning
fucking.
in for the night.
That sounds
Oh, yes.
awful. Everything
Okay.
you just said sounds.
Have a good night, Shep.
Yeah.
Have a good night, Shep.
Oh, good night, Shep.
Yeah. Later.
Everything you just described sounds awful. Why would you want any of that?
Because it's just all there. You just go eat the shit on the ground. You just
Why
fucking
is that
Carlin
appealing?
book stolen. Or no, that's a Louis C.K.
Yeah,
book.
I know it is a Louis C.K. bit, but it's fucking true. You just fucking, you don't have to pay somebody else for the privilege of using their fucking electricity and their fucking appliances and all that bullshit. Fuck that shit. I
There's
hate
something
that.
really
I
special to the
fucking hate it.
process as well. Of like, I imagine you have to get up really early to like milk the cows and feed the chickens, and you have to
Well,
really
every
be a
time
part
you
of the process of
describe
making
it,
It's any fucking different than the soul crushing job that I go to every fucking day. Maybe I'm making a difference in somebody's fucking life, but I'd rather, I don't want to fucking, I'm going to do all of this fucking work. And then somebody's giving me a piece of paper that has some kind of fucking, no, fuck that. Maybe call me autistic, but I like getting, fuck, Jesus Christ.
He likes to feel
when we
his
were building that
shekels.
shitty. When we were in the fucking woods building that shit shack,
Yeah.
that felt good. I was
Yeah.
fucking tired. I was hot. I was covered in fucking mud. I
Oh,
was
you had
bitten
Dr.
shit by
Thunder in you?
mosquitoes.
Because your adrenaline gets pumping.
But
He
at
had
the end
Dr.
of the
Thunder
fucking
too.
day, at the end of the fucking day, I had
Yeah, all
something to
that
show for
sugar
it.
is really
Go
good for
look.
you.
I can go look at the fucking fireplace I made out of fucking mud bricks, or the fucking shack that I erected, the fucking door that I built. You know what I mean? Like when I go to work, I don't see any of that. I don't see any value in that for 2 fucking weeks, and then the overtime takes 6 weeks to get to me. That doesn't hit my fucking my
Your
no
dopamine
in the way that I like.
Yeah.
You're not getting that instant gratification.
Your dick's tingling for
I
2
liked-
weeks.
This fucking spring, this past spring, we planted all kinds of fucking like vegetables and all kinds of fucking shit out there, right? And you just go outside, and I'm hungry. You get a fucking tomato off the vine, and you just fucking eat it. That felt good.
Did
Split
Freeman,
firewood cook over the fucking giant bonfire pit that we have out there. That felt good.
just to answer William Freeman, because he did ask me, I'd be happy to talk with him about the Bible or whatever it is he said he wanted to talk about in the near future. William, I will be coming back kind of full time. I'm just getting a few things lined up and a new studio kind of organized and arranged, and then I will be back into full force. So just give me a little bit more time.
Early as April, late as like this summer or something.
Yeah, April, May, right in that window. So yeah.
I got to get my studio set up. It's a mess over here. My office is just a nightmare.
There's a lot of stuff that was old that I've had for years, and I want to update and upgrade and kind of work out some.
My
new
office is
software.
like organized chaos.
I have a futon and a bed frame that I need to get like out of here, but there's stairs in my apartment, so I really need to go to Stewart's and bat my eyes and get someone to go bring these down the stairs.
She gets it. She
It's
gets
just
it.
not
See?
happening.
See? She gets it.
Crazy bitch. You know what I mean? Make
No,
all
no.
How dare you?
No, wait a minute. That is exactly how the world works.
Yeah.
And that is exactly how it should work. And men should be inclined to be chivalrous, and especially when a woman is asking nicely, and certainly even in some instances seductively, he is inclined to want to.
I don't like the
accommodate.
implication there, Smokey.
Well, he is inclined to want to accommodate to the weaker sex and use
Hold on, Carl. Let me put this in terms that you can understand, in a dialect that you get.
Oh dear, I seem to have spotted a cunt. Good day.
Yeah. Well, that is.
There you go.
That is basically yes, and so men
dare
will
you
incline.
talk
And of course,
so low
as I
like
said,
that, you
Lowe's
fucking-
particular stature.
White knighting again, Will.
Don't you fucking talk to me.
I don't think there's anything wrong with Lowe doing exactly that.
I don't like the way you tickle my teeth.
I don't like the cut of your jibe.
What is happening?
Cutting your chip.
This is exactly
Whatever.
though. This is exactly why my coworkers get fresh baked bread. This is why they get fresh baked cookies. This is
So
why
they
they
don't
get
stab you.
because so that they do shit like this for me.
So they don't stab
Oh my
you.
god, I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to eating those fucking chocolate chip muffins in the morning. I'm pretty excited about that. I don't eat breakfast generally, but I'm gonna do
Yeah,
it.
I think that is absolutely within Lo's moral prerogative to exercise her particular feminine talents to work her way through the world. And as long as her benefit is I not
Blowjobs.
parasitic or destructive.
But he just goes blow jobs.
Oh my god.
I missed it. What did he say?
You said her particular feminine talents, and all I could think was blowjobs.
Correct.
This is you know this
I
is the
feel like if
caliber.
you have to give head to get a couch moved, you're not that pretty.
Yeah, that's nailed it. Yeah.
Fair point.
Oh God.
Fair point. Yeah.
Oh God. He should at least check the plumbing too while he's at it.
You got a leaky faucet?
I don't know why. I don't know why you both would encourage, in a very juvenile fashion, the degradation of the appearance of chivalry in our culture, which, by the way, is dying.
I think blowjobs are very chivalrous, man.
Well,
I think they're wonderful things.
there we
They're
go.
great.
Most of these bitches, you do something for them, you can't even get a fucking thank you out of them.
No, you gotta enforce chivalry. This is something I've learned, Smokey. You have to enforce chivalry. So, for example, I don't open doors. I just stand there.
A good idea.
If
Correct.
literally no, if a man doesn't open my car door, I'll just stand outside the car. I'm dead serious. I'll just stand there until
Priest
I
death
will
waiting
not
for a
touch
man
that
to
car
show
door.
up in upstate the fuck New York. Come to
Holy
Brockville, you'll be
shit!
there
I
for a
love
while.
that.
Treat me with some respect. I'm not opening the door.
I can just see Lo standing out there while the guy gets in the car and
Oh,
he's like
yeah.
staring at him like, wait, what's happening?
Whoop, there it goes. Yep. My brain stopped.
Why aren't you getting in the car?
Are you okay? Yeah, I'm just waiting for somebody to open this for me. Or is it like stuff? No, I'm just a woman.
It's called being polite. That's
Oh God.
You
My
don't-
spirit animal is an African American.
no, but it's just basic shit. Open a woman's door. Pull out the chair. This is first grade shit.
Oh
Yeah, you
God.
fucking cat word. Open the door. Wildheart left. He finally got fed up with my bullshit.
Oh God.
Ta-ta there, retard.
Yep.
Rip Fed Smoker.
No, I will too. I'll get frostbite before I'm opening that door. I'm sorry.
So if I just see a small homeless child standing in front of a car, I'll just go, oh, there's Lo.
Yeah, and I'm not reaching for the bill either. I can't stand. That's disgusting. If a bill comes on a date and a man doesn't immediately reach for it, you will never get a second date. And I feel like that should just be standard. Like if a guy looks
Take
at
my
you,
wife out on a date. I don't even take my wife out on a date and expect it. What the fuck is the matter with somebody?
I swear to
fucking
God,
take
the
my
last
whole
date that I went on,
Or my
the
boyfriend
last date
pays
that I
for it.
went
That
on with a
happens
man,
sometimes.
last date I went on with a man, he got the bill, and then he like looked at me and he's like, "So what are we gonna split this?" And I was like, "No." I go, I mean, I guess
Are
I
you
could
gonna
Venmo
suck your
you.
own dick there, fella? No.
This guy literally, I go, I mean, I guess I could Venmo you if you want to pay it. And then he goes, we'll discuss it later. I'm like, oh, no, we won't.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
Oh, you think we
God, I
will?
almost want to see what these cretins look like. I want to see them. I want to know what they.
This guy,
I want
this guy was a teacher.
to. Oh
That's
my
why I was
God, what
pissed.
Is it a teacher that I might know?
No, he's younger.
Well, that doesn't fucking mean it. Well, if Mr. Wood was a pedophile, but
No, he
so
got
maybe.
fired from the school around here and had to go work in Corinth.
Well, Wait, are we talking about Woody or?
No, it was a younger guy. He was like my age.
Oh, did
Oh. No, Mr. Wood was definitely. In fact, there
No,
was a
I
lot
don't
of-
date completely old men, William. What do you think I am?
No, but he was like in his 20s when that was 30 years ago.
Got to
God,
look at
never
all
mind.
your
Yeah.
opportunities.
No, I don't date guys over 50. That's like the absolute upper age limit.
You don't like saggy balls.
No. I don't like any balls, actually.
You know, I never under that. Okay, when I
I
look
knew
at
I was
my
getting
back-
old when I went to go take a shit in the morning and my balls touched the fucking toilet water. It scared the shit out of me.
Oh, yikes.
That's what I knew. I needed to go get
That's
the tape,
gross, dude.
call it a day. It was just over for me at that point. I'm not gonna.
That's a
Jess
quick way to
dies the
wake
next
up.
10, 15 years here. I'm just gonna die alone. That's fine. I'm all right with
Smokey.
that. Or I'll get gay married to Carl or something.
You could just let your balls sit in the water and then flush and let them go for a ride.
Yeah.
Smokey, you're in the
Wildheart, I was
dating
just-
scene. too.
Wildheart left again. I was just about to let him in. Fuck. Oh,
You should talk about what the nastiest things that women put in their dating profiles are.
Oh,
Because I want to
Jesus
talk about
Christ.
how nasty men can be.
Yeah.
Like things that you see and you just go, even things that like they should be innocuous, but you just go, ugh.
Okay, I'm gonna say something racist. 3 black kids.
No father.
Who puts in their
Thing.
dating profile that they don't have a father?
Yeah,
The
that's
same thing. Same thing.
well, women, and I don't know
Oh,
when
yeah, you see a
started.
picture's worth 1,000 words.
Women got a little heavy with like innuendo in their profiles as well, and it gets very confusing because like they almost do some of these things these days where they paint themselves as a whore, but you better respect me, and it's just weird. It's like
the bad bitch energy.
Yeah, well, it's
Pull up
almost
my Twitter here real quick.
It's almost like their feminine energy of wanting to be dominated is competing with their feminist energy of wanting to, stay in control. And it's just a weird fucking environment.
I always thought it was like challenging almost. Like they want somebody to put them in their place.
Well, they do. They want someone strong enough to do that. The problem is,
they just beat down the weaklings until then, right?
Well,
that's where the
this
pay
is,
pig
this is the problem is that this, you kind of have this 20-something generation right now that really has no fucking clue how to be a man, let alone a provider, let alone a fucking father.
So then you're the ultimate like form of what you've been describing. The
Here's the
evil
thing.
is
Let me be real.
the women that do like the pay peg,
Let me be real here for a
Pay
minute.
pigs.
Yeah, the women who do that. What is it? It's like
Findom.
Yeah.
Financial domination.
Yeah. Those are like the ultimate form of evil in your like description. I think those are the real people that you've been talking about this whole time.
To be real here, I think probably within the next generation, maybe 2, you're going to see a massive rise of polygamy again. Like you're going to see.
Well, yeah,
that
that's
shit is so
because
disgusting to me, and it's so common.
it's understandable though because there's not very many high-level men,
Well-
and there's a lot of low-level beta men, and so
Well, see-
no woman like low, you don't want a beta male, right?
No.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly. So
yeah,
your choices
so-
are limited, supply and
Right.
demand.
And the thing
it's just
is
the
that-
unfortunate.
Well, here's the thing: alpha men typically throughout all of history, and I mean they don't have to be kings. I'm not necessarily talking. I'm talking about patriarchs, leaders of households. They were never ever traditionally singularly monogamous. They just weren't. Like their lineage was important enough to pass on. Of course, this also had to do with the fact that kids would die, prolifically, in childbirth and early age. So you wanted to create a good number of offspring. But the idea of like nowadays is I think it could get reintroduced for a very different reason, which is that there are just not really a decent enough number of quality men to go around, and women want that. And they are willing to consider, being in a broader spectrum consideration of family. in
Yeah,
order
do
to
the sister wives
participate-
thing.
Yeah, to participate in that type of environment where they get what they want, where they're provided for, where they're taken care of. Because a type of guy that can do that, a patriarchal type, is the type that could reasonably and also morally justify doing that. And that woman is now given space, a space of love and inheritance. And, and things like that. And she's not just left on her own, to deal with, I guess you would say, inferior males or just alone altogether.
They play a part. They're counterparts in a way, right?
You have this massive divide in culture that's being created right now because the guys, in their 20s and 30s are really falling fucking flat. And these girls are in an environment where they're providing for themselves and they don't like it. They want that thing where they could find a guy who's strong and independent and has his own success and can provide for them, and that they can feel justified and comfortable submitting to. They want that. They have had this taste of feminist liberation, of providing for themselves and paying their own rent, and big fucking surprise, they don't really like it. So
nobody likes going to work on Monday, bro. You know what I mean?
But that's
nobody
what I'm
likes
saying,
getting up to
this
go to work
type
on
of
Monday.
thing where the guys that can provide for these women, I think it's going to start to change the cultural sensibilities, because the cultural sensibilities for the longest time have been, for the most part, strictly monogamous, except for Utah. But we're about to have a whole bunch of basically girls kind of left over who want a decent guy, who have very few options to choose from in terms of a decent guy. And they have to start probably being a little more fucking creative if they want to be taken care of and get what they want.
Yep.
I mean, my family, whoever I leave behind is going to get millions of fucking dollars. Like, I mean, I do have a family inheritance that my family, whoever I am with, is going to be entitled to. Like, that is my gift to them. That is part of the legacy for them.
It's officially Smokey's dating profile now.
And my kids, that is. Well, I would never put that in a fucking dating profile. Jesus Christ, were you kidding me?
Yeah,
no,
it would put you off a fucking cliff and become Santa Claus.
But that's the point, is that like my auspices are to want to push to the highest possible utilitarian benefit and good, which is having a good, strong, probably diverse legacy to bequeath my, fortune and my life to. Like, that's important to me.
So women of lots of colors.
Carl, if it means anything to you, I wouldn't push you off a roof for $1 million.
Well, I appreciate that.
And to be fair, polygamy is I wasn't thinking of the correct word. Polygamy is very different than polyamory, which is the thing that everyone's doing now. That was my first thought. I hate the polyamorous thing.
Polyamory is everyone fucks each other, basically.
Polyamory is an open dynamic, whereas polygamy is a closed dynamic.
Yeah.
I think an open relationship is disgusting because there's a very different.
That's not what that's definitely not what I was talking about.
Yeah, no, the closed dynamic, like that's like a sister wives thing where it's just multiple people who are married.
So they share one dick. A bunch
think
of women share one dick.
Based upon the cultural state of things, you are going to see this have a big rise, probably in the next generation, if not more. And
also, that show rules.
And you were right, Ray. You were right, Ray, earlier when you said that those weak guys, that they'll basically die out. And you're right, because they're essentially genetic dead ends. Women don't want that.
It's the
and I think there's a lot of women out there who would, in many instances, rather be a sister wife than be stuck with a weak fucking beta male that never does.
I mean, put yourself in their shoes. What would you want? That's what I would want.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Because I gotta tell you, I'm in the Sister Wives subreddit because I love that show. There are a lot of women in that subreddit who are like, I kind of love this idea. And unfortunately, it's because they're like, I kind of like the idea of having my own household while still having someone to. And to be fair, the guy on Sister Wives is a douchebag loser who doesn't really provide for any of these people.
It's terrible.
But they do like the concept of this is a separate household, but you still have that connection.
Right.
And
there's also a bit of shared responsibility, which
because all the women work and they all put into one pile, and like they all have this property, and like they have this idea, and like that idea is very cool that they like, we're gonna live on this one if it had worked out, it would have been awesome.
Yeah.
But it didn't, because they're all bitches. And the guys
in my generation. There's a lot of people in my generation that are looking at the homesteading thing. And
mine too.
Actually,
that's what the cottage core thing.
Quite a few. Yeah, and I've got quite a few friends that I know who have done basically kind of like what I'm doing. And It's not like I don't have. I got an acre, but it's plenty of land to do a decent amount with for sure. Chickens, goats. I honestly could probably fit some fucking cows in there if I knocked down one of them fucking sheds. But like, I think that I think that basically the millennials are gonna fucking either figure out how to make this fucking thing work, and it's gonna be in vogue, and people are gonna fucking do it, and they're just gonna say fuck this modern, just fuck modernity and all the horse shit that it wrote in on, or it's gonna be a complete fucking ball drop. And we're just gonna end up in this fucking dystopian thing where it's just dudes fucking, having sex with AI girlfriends on.
That is what it's gonna be.
It's gonna be that.
But
for
that's
a lot of
fine.
men.
But that's
Yeah,
fine.
I'm
Because
happy about it.
I don't care about that, and I'll tell you why. Because those guys will fucking die out. And
Well,
they're
here's the thing,
And
dude.
it's the same with the
Smokey.
childless cat
Smokey,
ladies
Smokey,
who have been
Smokey,
using
Smokey.
a vibrator.
Here's the thing.
What the fuck?
Hold on. Here's the thing. So there's two categories of people. We got those weaklings, and then you got the other ones who get the polygamy. And so as long as you're not a weakling, which is completely within your power, it's your choice to do that. You're good.
I don't.
I'm just worried about. I'm not worried about me. That's over
Like,
for me.
As long as you're not a weakling,
I'm worried about for my kid.
you have
like,
options.
What the fuck is he
That's what
gonna do?
That's what I'm really
So-
trying to say, Smokey. As long as you're not a
What's he
weakling, you
gonna
have
do?
options.
So what we need to promote is all women need to check out TikTok femininity coaches. That's what we need to promote.
Yeah.
Worked for me.
It's bad enough I'm already finding like fucking friends that have fucking daughters that are around my son's age, and I'm kind of looking at it like, well, if like an arranged marriage situation. Actually, it's funny because we actually had like a joking conversation. It was somebody that I used to work with that we're still friends with, and like we were kind of joking, like, well, the dating market. We were talking about having this conversation that, like, man, all these fucking guys out here now, and all these fucking girls, and we were bitching back and forth. And it's like, well, if nothing works out, you want to just set up an arranged marriage. And it was kind of a joke, but kind of part of me thinks it wasn't a fucking joke anymore.
Do I know this person, Will?
Conversation.
Did I work with this person too, Will?
No.
Okay, okay.
I
See,
am
this is-
unironically.
and the thing is though, Will, and this is like for me, it's a bit of a frustration. Like these concepts, these ideas of like just kind of that automatic like stigmatization that you have to some of these concepts, like that people just kind of feel against, has nothing to do with morality. It has nothing to do with right or wrong. It has nothing to do with light or dark or correct or it's just a feeling. It's just a cultural program. It's just something to where it's a little bit different than the norm, so you feel a way about it. But there's nothing there. There's no like logic. There's no like argument. Like it's just a cultural sensibility. Like, and I mean. And the thing is, I think we used to realize that and then fight it, and we just stopped fighting it. We just embrace it. Like we just feel things, and then we just go with it. And like even if it's destructive or even sociologically or culturally,
I know. Call me a hopeless romantic. In my old age, I've gone soft. I'm now a monogamy enjoyer. So,
but I just like
Well,
there
it's
was a
not like
time-
it's not
I'm
like all of
retarded.
humanity has pushed towards that. It's
You
actually
know-
that there's been a big funnel of money to propagate that for a specific reason.
there was
And
a
I think
time,
that's something that's really important, and it's very despicable.
but there, let me tell you something. There really was a time where romance had a lot to do with the type of synergy that you had with a human being, where you expressed basically your purpose, your teleology to the other person, to where you were saying like as a guy, like your communication like was that I love you because I sacrifice everything for you and everything I have is yours.
Like the
You know,
Notebook type
And,
shit,
and
right?
well, it's this idea of like, what even the fuck is this modern cultural programmed idea of romance?
Well, there is none right
than,
now.
than just a debaucherous fuck fest, And
Well,
I mean,
dude.
why would
bunch
it
of
not?
dudes getting left behind in the job.
I don't
market
know,
more or
like
less.
it doesn't seem like you've acknowledged this point, and this is really the crux of the issue, is that it all stems to media, because like millions of people are watching that for X amount of minutes a day, and they're getting brainwashed and programmed to think like that. So really, it's like what the kids are like the Disney and the fucking
Look at 50
the Hulu,
Shades.
the YouTube videos, like all this shit
Look
that
at
these
women's
kids.
romance novels.
This is what the kids are getting programmed with. They're watching these
Oh my
retards on
God.
YouTube that are
Don't
doing
even
like
get me
fucking
started on that.
take haunted house
my
videos.
point is that, and yes, that's a good thing to bring up. But my point is, like, that's not even real romance. That's just fucking.
Oh yeah.
smut. Like it's like there
talking
is.
like
Yeah,
Disney
Carl
movies?
and I talked about this, I think, like last night.
Well, yeah, like it's not like you know, and the thing is, like there's supposed to be a substance to romance that is just I don't know, maybe it's been culturally forgotten. I don't know. Like you know, to me, the idea of romance is because you noticed something about that person at a really, really deep, special level, and you can adequately communicate to them to let them know that they have been seen and appreciated at a level that most people don't. That's fucking romantic. Not your fucking pussy is so tight. Like, you know, like this is the where we've gone in terms of even being able, I think, to forge some of these deeper, like actual emotional love connections has been so fucking damaged. And like, honestly, I thirst for it. I thirst for someone who can operate at that level. Honestly, I truly do. Because like those are things that I think every human being wants to express. And there's so many people who don't even think about it because they're just ingratiated into the cultural norms of how quote unquote love or romance is represented. And it's just not. It's just not what it is. It doesn't have the core to it. It doesn't have the emotional.
It lacks
stuff.
the intimacy.
Exactly. It lacks the intimacy. Exactly.
Because
I
setting
think
up a
that's
date
really-
anymore.
That's I think that really is something that we all crave for at a deep level, whether we get it or not. I think we all crave intimacy, being able to fully connect with somebody without a guard up.
No one would probably know it if they spent most of the time following my channel, but I am a hopeless romantic. I am. I love romance. I do, but not the fucking cultural horse shit that's been fed to us by Disney and Hollywood media.
Yeah.
Like my concept of romance is far more deep and meaningful and substantial.
I'll be honest, he's actually right. And I have to fight the urge to not call him gay when he starts talking about his feelings and shit.
That's true.
He's actually not wrong.
You do call me gay. You call me gay for that all the time.
Twice or
All
three
the time.
times, but
All
not.
the
I told you I would stop. I wasn't trying to. I don't know. It's just so fucking awkward. You spent the last 4 years of us being friends or whatever, being like,
oh, God forbid I talk about my feelings with my best friend on the phone to have him bring that up in a stream a couple months later. God forbid that happen.
Most of your feelings are like hatred or fucking disgust or anger or other assorted emotions, and then all of a sudden you hit me with the, oh, I feel this thing, and I had a deep spiritual thing or whatever the fuck, and I was like, I didn't know what the fuck to do with that because you just kind of blindsided me with it.
I think I'm allowed to have emotional epiphanies at times.
I didn't say you weren't allowed. It was awkward.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, okay, I'll
faggot.
stop sharing, William. Thanks for warning.
No, that's not what I said, you piss baby.
Will, you're
I
a
just said
dick.
it was awkward at first. You know what?
Okay, bye.
Lo, would you like to hear heartfelt confessions about feelings based upon deep psychological and philosophical perspectives of reality?
I'm a woman. Is that even a question?
I'll break out the ice cream.
We'll arrange some of that when I'm on Discord again in the near future.
But I'm exactly the same way. Like anyone who knows me will tell you I'm an incredible. Like I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I'm a very thoughtful person. Like I'm someone who people get very people are like, you remember that? I'm like, I have absolutely ingrained something that you would not even.
The last two streams, we have been on the same page quite a bit. Pretty much.
I pick up on very small things.
Yeah.
Will, you'll attest to that I'm a very thoughtful person.
Yeah, people. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. People.
Well,
that
this
was
an
an
exciting show. This was everything I hoped it would be, and then a bit more. So, yeah, this was great.
Hell yeah. Okay. We can
Say,
take this.
This is setting up a date in modern times. A guy will text you and go, "When are you free?" And you go, "Friday." And they go, "Okay, what do you want to do?" That's romance now.
Oh yeah.
It used to be, okay, here's what I have planned for us. You should wear this.
wow.
Be ready at this time. Like,
Yeah,
okay, it's gonna be formal, or it's casual, or it's this. Be ready at this time. I will pick you up.
If a man asks you that, just ghost him. Run.
No, I do. I say, what do you
Yeah.
have planned for us? And if there's no response, that's it. I'm not planning a date. What do you think? Do you see an Adam's apple?
That's outstanding.
My mistake was missing the cultural boat on the terminology Netflix and chill. I was not.
If you invite a woman to your house for a first date, you should be shot.
I will tell you, I have a couple times in my life made an error in terms of planning a date.
You made a mistake? Holy shit.
No, I don't believe it.
Oh my God.
I did.
Execution immediately.
And what happened, and
Charge
it
up
was my
the chair.
fault. It was my fault. I'll
I
admit.
had diarrhea.
I did it twice in my dating career, and I admit fault to it both times, and I should have been more considerate. But
You jerked off in the bathroom?
I planned a date. I invited girls on the date, but I did not really communicate adequately a dress code, and ended up taking them to a very nice restaurant in which they were underdressed for, and made them feel a bit awkward. So that was really probably my biggest.
That was a power play, man.
cause
That was
of
good.
of my career. So
I overdress for
so
everything.
I got invited over Facebook to Jess's house while I was very drunk, and it was full of Taco Bell, thinking that we were literally, because I don't give a fuck. I hang out with anybody. And most of my friends were female at the time, and including Cheyenne Ray. You remember that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
How
Oh
did I know
yeah.
that
Anyway,
fucking
and
bit was
so
coming up.
yeah, well, that was that period of time. I don't know what to say. Anyway, so I went over there and I had horrible diarrhea and decent sex with my whiskey fucking penis. And then I hid in a bush and waited for a taxi, hiding from her father, because apparently I wasn't supposed to be there, and I didn't catch the memo. I also didn't realize that sex was on the menu that particular evening, because I hand to God and Sonny Jesus, I had no idea what the fuck Netflix and chill meant. I thought it literally meant we were gonna watch Netflix and hang out, and yeah. So whoops.
Bless your heart,
so,
man.
Yeah, you know what? You know.
No, I
got that-
horrendously overdress for every single date I have ever been on. Like I'm in a dress and heels and a full face of makeup and hair curled, everything, and they're like, "This is an Applebee's," and then I'm like, "This is an Applebee's. There will not be a second date."
I have zero fashion sense whatsoever. I actually bought myself a full fucking like tuxedo situation, not because I had an occasion to wear one, but just because I do occasionally just wear it around the house by myself.
Do you have a top hat too, or a monocle?
I looked at it. Absolutely, I do.
Hell yeah, bro.
Absolutely.
You gotta get a cane.
That was my fucking Christmas present.
I feel like wearing pants on a first date is a bad impression, but that's just my internal monologue.
It's not, I can't relate.
I would hope not.
Hey everyone.
I'm not wearing underwear right now.
Who's this guy?
I'm wearing pants.
It's Boki.
Are you
What's going
taking a
on,
shit
guys?
right
Hey,
now, bro?
it's nice to see you, dude. How you been?
I'm doing well. I've already handled 3 patients, and I'm on my way to my last one at 2:00 in the afternoon at this time. And after that, I just shut down the clinic, and then it's another day.
Oh yeah.
Another day, another goat. Am I right?
Oh yeah.
When is mangosteen season?
And what's the shipping on that bad? Oh my! Did I bully him
fuck
out of
you.
here? I was just fucking kidding. I was
That Jew
saying,
magic
I
is
literally-
powerful, bro.
I'm trying to buy legitimate Filipino mangosteens from this man, and I'm pretty sure U.S. Customs is going to cock block me. God damn it. Fucking Trump.
Yep.
Just pay the tariff,
I just
bro.
want to buy. I know. I got to pay the fucking duty on that thing. The fucking duty on that thing must be fucking ridiculous. It's going to be $100 for fucking 3 goddamn fucking pieces of fruit.
Have
I'll
you
be
ever
honest.
just
If
thought-
it tastes like shit, I'm just going to end it all in front of everybody.
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay.
say, have you
I
ever
will.
thought about just not being gay?
Yeah, once.
I've considered it.
It was like 20,
I decided against it.
fucking,
Oh.
2020. I thought about not being gay.
Hey, did you do any
2021,
squats
somewhere
today,
around
dude?
there.
How's the squats
yeah.
been going? How's that been going? What you been
squats
doing
there.
since I saw
I
you?
did push-ups and squats during the show. When I said I was gonna go get a fucking drink, I went upstairs, came back down here, went over by the billiards table, and did a couple of them.
Hell
I
yeah,
think it was
dude.
probably like 15. I wasn't really
Nice.
counting. I just was like, I just kept going until I felt like I was ready to come back and deal with the retardation of whatever the fuck was happening.
Have you been getting into the
Because
power
Carl was
position?
very angry. Carl, you gotta work on that. You got such a big like
He's like a powder keg,
yeah.
waiting
Yeah,
to
he's
go
got
off.
like what the fuck do the Catholics call it when you got holes in your hand and your
Crushing little
feet?
boys.
Yeah,
That's what the Catholics
yeah,
do,
the
right?
cross there. You get a little bit of a persecution complex or something, and get so angry. I just want to give him a hug and tell him it's gonna be okay, Carl.
He'd be in the
We can
Crusades.
get married. It'll be all right.
He'd been a fucking Templar.
I think everyone should.
We'll put football on and make everything all right.
You guys remember the movie Braveheart?
Yeah.
It was a great fucking movie. You remember
Yeah.
how they fucking started it with like that idea where like when the English had taken over Scotland, that whenever a person got married, that the English lord had the right to basically deflower the virgin on their wedding night, before.
Prima Nocta or Noctis. I forget which.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah, exactly. So what happened?
Primavera chicken. Yeah.
If you remember in Braveheart, that means that they went and they got married in secret. They did it without the eye, of the king on them. And I think we're at a similar time, to be honest with you. I think we have to start looking at slightly more unconventional coupling. I am one who is fiercely loyal. I've demonstrated that throughout my entire life. I think that's what matters, honestly. I think it's the commitment under God in my case, to where I realize that my commitment is going to be judged someday. I'm required to keep it. And therefore I need to do everything I can to provide for the people I love, and that I have in my family unit that have been provided to me, that have been put under my care. And that's my highest moral prerogative. That's exactly what I need to do to basically, I think, be a man that is worthy to be proud of what they've contributed, to the world, to lead a good moral life and to provide for his family and for his legacy. And I think it's an honor to the people before me, my predecessors, my forefathers, my ancestors, that, I not become, a genetic dead end, playing fucking video games every day and, unwilling to be a male, to be able to start a family, or
We're not gonna play Helldivers. What the fuck?
I'll play some Helldivers with you. I don't mind that. That'll be some good nostalgia, but I don't want to waste my time anymore, really, on anything. I want to pave my legacy now, really proactively. And so I have to be willing to be a little unconventional, and I don't care about, moral implications or judgments from culture that is foundationless and has no substantiation or justification. Is just a whole bunch of people's general cultural feelings. I don't care about that shit. I want to pave my legacy, and I'm going to do what I need to do that. That's just all there is to it. So fuck them.
I mean, God bless. I literally go with God. I wish all the best for you, but good luck with that balancing act. I got 2 broads living with me now. I can only make one of them happy at a time.
It's amazing what women will do, and certainly women of certain character will do, and are willing to do when you treat them the way they should be treated. You know, there's every woman, I think, deep down really wants to submit, really wants to be provided for. I think culture has kind of taught them that they don't want that they shouldn't want that it's wrong if they want that they need to want their independence, that they need to want their liberty.
Be a girl boss.
Yeah, but that's not really what they want. Like what they really want is they want a guy who's strong, who's able to provide, who's worthy of being submitted to. That's really what they want. That's what they all want. You know, and the problem is there's just so few of those guys out there. And we're getting to that point. I'm sorry, it just is what it is. We all have to be willing to maybe start being a little bit unconventional if we want to do what's right and what's best. So that's kind of my take on it.
Fun time.
Period.
All right, I think we're probably gonna wrap. Does anybody? I think people, at least somebody here has work. I know I have to get up early because fucking Jess has an appointment, and the baby went to bed a little bit early because it's a Wednesday, so he'll be up at fucking 5 o'clock in the morning. So
yeah, I'll be doing things for part of the night. So
I could probably hang out in the back room if people want to talk for
I'm
a
gonna
little
hang
while.
out.
But
I don't give a shit about work. I gotta work 12 hours tomorrow. I don't care.
All right, cool. So we're gonna call it here. Thanks everyone for coming. By the way, I'm working it out. The outro reel is about to be a real thing. I'm not doing Scentbird, by the way. That I got to take that off because they wanted my fucking. They were like, well, we'd really like to.
What
to
about
start
Hims?
right away?
I
And
said
they
get
asked
the Hims
Scentbird-
sponsorship.
Well, we were gonna do Scentbird because they did the Hitler. They did the Hitler thing. No, Carl's bald. Shut up, bald. Shut up, black. Anyway, so Scentbird did the Hitler thing, and we thought it would be funny. But they wanted my social security number and my full details, and I'm like, and it was a third-party website that they had linked on their fucking thing. So I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah, no.
I might do I was thinking about Raid Shadow Legend, but their
Hims.
form was the same. Hims, really?
Hims.
Okay, well we've actually got more sponsors lined up, and Coffee Brand Coffee is gonna pay me my fucking money come hell or high water. I'm getting so fucking sick of this shit. I got orders for this month now too, so it's like, well, whatever. I'm getting my money. That's it. Next week is the Pokemon episode. I imagine nobody will fucking watch that, but I want to bet, so I'm gonna make Carl suffer. So if you want to see Carl suffer, at least there's that.
Yep.
Ray, you're more than welcome to come. I think that episode might be below you unless you get really high.
We'll have a chat.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody, and thanks for everyone for being here. And I'll see you guys later, and I'll see the rest of you in the back room in a minute. Have a good evening.
Sure.